Hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Africa, all around the world, wherever you're watching from. Welcome to the African Elite Championship. I got corrected yesterday that it was elite and not elite. Sorry about that. English is not my first language. But that being said, my name is Crowns Cast, and I'm out here with none other but Isaac Einstein. How are you
Hey,
feeling today? Or
hey,
more like,
I am
how
so
pumped?
pumped. I am
Exactly.
so pumped. You have no idea how pumped I am for today African Elite Championship Grand Finale.
The grand finale, ladies and gentlemen. It means today will be the last day, the last four games to determine who is going to be the elite champion of Africa. Man, it's been crazy. We've had 4 days or 3 days, today will be the
Crazy.
fourth, but we've had 3 days of mad action. And I was told that if I should wear any glasses today, it's going to break due to the amount of violence we'd see today.
Today, I'm definitely expecting a lot of violence. I'm expecting a lot of teams, especially in the bottom half, to really be the Dark Knights. Because the truth of the matter is they've got nothing to lose. So they can be play a bit more free spirited. But where we're going to be seeing a lot of tactical play, which I would definitely expect from, is the top four teams. They have to be very tactical because you cannot have those games where you slip off. You cannot have games where things are not going well. All the four games have to be balanced, they have to be
Yeah.
consistent, and they have to be on top notch.
I'm telling you, you have to bring your A game today. And what makes it very promising, or what makes it a promising day, is the fact that the teams that we have around that bottom six, bottom seven
Yeah,
of the table are high fragging teams.
they
Teams that we've
are.
seen frag coming into today, right? Team Apex. We're seeing RILA Insider on that side of the leaderboards, HORZ Esports. These are teams that could potentially land on anybody or stamp on anyone's parade right now.
Absolutely. Those guys, HORZ especially, they absolutely wiped out, I think, one round in a boot camp
In
one
boot camp.
time. So, these guys are not people that you can just like lay them off like that. So you're gonna have to go in with your A game because they definitely want to throw a party, and we've also got other people who definitely want to spoil the party.
Exactly, and that's the thing, right? And when some people are actually trying to make their party, just like on the top of those leaderboards, right? This is how they're gonna have to do it because the
Yep.
points distribution out here is quite different. We have 10 points for winning the game, and you get 2 kill points for the first kills in the first two zones/circles. So you know that you have to count those zones. Once you're in zone two, you don't want to die to another team, and this is where you have to be very vigilant on the kill feed because if you're somebody from Slime 4KT and one round today, the instance you're in zone one and zone two and you're seeing one round get 1 kill or 2 kill, you know that
You
you have to
know,
counter that. You have to
exactly.
counter that and do more because you cannot be caught sleeping. And also you don't want to even die anywhere below sixth place because it's pretty much 1 point. And going out in ninth place, you get 0 points, and the goose eggs. This is not what we want to what you want coming into today.
Absolutely. And look at the prize distribution as well. First prize going to 800 USD. Second place also going for 400 USD. Third place 200 USD. Look at the difference between the first place and the second place. A whooping 400 USD difference. So you definitely want to get that first place. So each member of your team can probably get $200 quick and easy. Fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, and eighth also get to go home with something. So there's money for the boys. There's money for the boys.
Exactly, and even way other than the money, the bragging rights, to
Yep.
be able to beat your chest and say, I am the elite champion of Africa is something that we want to see. And we're seeing teams that would mostly or are already breaking into that top eight situation. Some of those teams doing like Citizens on the screen right now. We have Citizens played in today, HORZ Esports, Audi Sports. Out of killing, we've not seen them at all coming in through the all tournaments. But who knows? Why would you want to deep on a $1,800 tournament? I don't know, different strokes for different folks.
Yep.
But anyway, Citizens, they're one team that I personally am expecting like a roster change. Maybe we'd see a little bit of a miracle, but it looks like their main roster is already catching up.
Right, and RILA Insider, a really disappointing streak for them. But hopefully, in the final days, they can try and get themselves into the top 8 position so they can at least make some money because Stream Z, Coco, Layu, and Matrix all there ready to go. But Slime 4K team, the team that a lot of people on the other side are rooting for heavily indeed. Slime 4K team, Storm and Pronto coming in right there. Zeus, another dangerous character right there. They've got a massive lineup with Mad Knight as well next to them. And this Mad Knight guys are kind of climbing the leadership post really, really fast. They're making strides to try and get inside. There's a Flame Esports in the beginning were really, really good. They kind of slipped off and they kind of found their balance and they have moved back up. So we're definitely expecting some great stuff from tonight.
And I like when they always show this like squad roster because we see the players there from Epic Bullets who have finally crawled their way into the top 6, I believe. You know, One Round Esports, who's currently in first position. We've got the players there from Black Cobra holding up in third. The one team that is in that top 4. A matter of fact, that top 3 without a winner chicken dinner. You know, would today be the day, or would they actually continue with that streak? You know, Blackjack Esports, also a team that we saw have a good game yesterday, but they've been kind of fluctuating all week or all final long.
They really have Blood Brothers also coming in here. Yep, continue.
Yeah, exactly. And then now, we have, this is actually a very promising part because 8R Brothers or the 8R Esports boys that are up there in the top 4, Cyclone Shield, the team that magically woke up yesterday, Team Apex, bringing in Andrew into the mix yesterday. Kind of like added it. And then Team EXODU, it did look like they were racking up some points yesterday, especially in the other maps. And, that's one thing I closed off yesterday saying that I feel like for Team EXODU and Cyclone Shield, they were able to rack up points in every other map except Erangel. And given that we got to see Erangel a lot in this tournament, you know that the one map you want to rack up as many points as possible would be in Erangel.
Erangel is a place to rack up a lot of points because the first circle is quite huge, and so if you get into a good situation, you can easily take a 4-man team out and you can get 8 points right there and then. So that's going to be interesting because then at that point you're not scared of being third party because everybody's a bit spread up through the map.
Exactly, right? I know, like I said, we only get to see Sanhok 4 times overall, but Erangel, we did see it 8 times. But anyway, one face that we saw a lot yesterday was Zeus 4KT. That man absolutely rampage. Matter of fact, we've seen him for 2 days in a row now. He and Eskana have been at it, and able to finish yesterday with 31 kills overall, for after 12 games, was actually crazy. This man was chasing Eskano just right behind. Man, you can tell that this player is on for fire and he doesn't want to stop that chase today.
He definitely doesn't want to stop that chase. He's a frag king indeed. He's got a lot of good names going on for himself. Escanodo is right up there as the top, and the overall lead is coming in with 32 eliminations, just one in front of Zeus 4KT. So those two are definitely going to go head to head. It's going to be an epic battle because it can easily change depending on the kind of games that both teams have. But we also find 4KT's Storm next to him as well, and you've also got 2 Cobra guys in succession there, and you've got another Moha coming in from 1 round there. Interesting stuff here.
Yeah, exactly. Quite interesting to see. And one other thing that kind of catches my eye is the fact that only 1 kill differentiates Zeus and Escanor. But the damage difference is a lot, right? That is like that's like over 300 or 400 damage if I'm doing that math correctly. But nonetheless, you still have to actually count it. Like Spider, yesterday, that man did a whole lot of carrying for the team. I can see him able to hold up to 4,000 damage out there in 5th place, which is something that I really enjoy to see, right? And then coming into today, we saw yesterday that it is possible for you to put up so many kills on board. I mean, we saw Zeus put up about 15 kills on board in order to bump himself up to 2nd place. And one thing I know is that Storm does not want to be that player that did well on the first day and wasn't able to continue, with that streak on the rest of the days to come. He didn't have the best of games yesterday, but I'm pretty sure today that player is gone in for this. And right here, the word that that top frag leaderboard is telling me right now is it is on.
It is absolutely on. Look at that overall standings. This is 12 match after 12 matches. This is the overall standings. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 round with 145 points of 1 chicken dinner. Slime 4KT dropping off from the 3rd position with 142, just 3 points away from 1 round. And I'm telling you, this is going to go down to the last round because it's going to chop and change constantly. COBRA also solidifying his lead in the third position there, but an interesting solidification with HR, Bad Knights, and Black Jazz. They seem pretty comfortable in that position there. But hey,
Exactly. And
Citizen as well.
yeah,
Look at
it's like,
Citizen.
man, I screamed when I saw that yesterday because that was actually crazy coming into today. But because they had that one pop-up game, they won the last chicken dinner, and that was exactly what they needed to book themselves up into that 7th place, right? And one thing I was saying was that top 4 situation, or that top 4, kind of looks solid. But with the way Mad Knights have been playing of recent, able to get themselves 90 points, they're usually just like about 20, 21, or 22 points behind 4th place. And we know it all boils down to that one good game. Right? If the Mad Knights are able to secure themselves a crazy winner chicken dinner like Citizens did on the last game yesterday, they might just be able to maybe push out 8R or maybe even the Black Cobras out of that top 4 position. And one thing that I actually just see is that 3 points differentiates first place from second place, and it's going to be 4 points differentiating third place from fourth place. So you can tell that these races are on. Right, all of these teams right now, they're out here, looking for, and the bottom side of the leaderboard. It's still, it's still a little bit, it's still kind of tricky right now.
It is a bit tricky, but they definitely want to try and get some part of the money there. Citizens moving to 7th position, they must be absolutely ecstatic to be in that position there, and they would definitely want to stay there and claim that prize money that is attached to that position as well.
Exactly. And going into today, we want to see a whole lot of potential coming from this team. And we want to see every other thing coming in through today, which is why I want to activate a little bit of the caster courses, which is why I'm now going to ask Isaac, who do you think is going with the first chicken dinner for today?
At Erangel, I think the first chicken dinner is going to go to 8R because they have proved to be really, really tough. And they won, I think, the last 2 games. So I'm definitely expecting 8R to really pop up. But 1 round and Slime 4KT are definitely going to get high kills for sure.
All right. Thank you very much, Isaac, for your wonderful input. I'm going to be sending you away now as I've got to go join Enigma, where we're going to bring in a whole lot of Erangel action into your faces.
Adios, amigo.
Enigma.
Welcome, guys, to African Elite. How do you say? Elite Championships.
Right, it's elite.
Welcome, guys. We have a lot of violence coming up. Looking at our first matches. So we got an Erangel match that's going to start just now momentarily. And then we've got a Miramar, Sanhok, and another Erangel match. I just love these Erangel matches. Currently, I can't put my name on one team that is, dominating Erangel at the moment. It's all split up between 4KT, 1 round, and Blood Brothers.
Exactly, and one thing that is interesting to see is Cyclone shoot, right? They're also able to put a little bit of numbers on the board, put themselves in the face of the screen to show that we are one team that can compete for this. And I'm very, very happy to see Cyclone shoot up here because, man, who would have thought Enigma? Not me though.
Maybe. I love Cyclone Shield Esports. They're coming up as the underdogs. They haven't played on this level yet. They haven't made it yet. But they're coming in here on the African Elite Championship, playing against these teams and doing superbly well. Beautifully done by them, moving up that leaderboard from where they started in day 1 up until where they are now. Hats off.
All right.
GG's, guys.
I'm telling you, hats off, really. And I'm going to throw you the question too, Enigma. Who do you think? I know you say you can't pick one name, but you were given a screen that had 4 or 5 teams, so 4 teams. So tell me, what out of those 4 teams, who do you think will get the first chicken dinner?
Well, today's all or nothing. It's between 4KT and 1 round. So I'll go 50-50. I'll say 1 round.
All right, I'm gonna go for one of those, teams that I'm keeping my eye out for. It's gonna be Citizens. I'm gonna be calling in to get the first chicken dinner for today. I mean, it's a nice playing path that favors their drop spots. The Citizens, they like to land in Muta Power, so it's a drop spot that kind of favors them, and that is something that I like to see. But speaking of this playing path, it's not one of the best playing paths, at least for some teams. But anyway, we're going to be seeing many of these teams, go to their secondary drop spots, and this is something that they would enjoy. Team Apex would have to go to Lipovka this time, and comparing landing in Lipovka to landing over in Hospital, it's kind of trouble, especially given the amount of teams or the caliber of teams that they have to fight against in order to make it into the circle.
And look who is inside Pachinki yet again. The Mad Knights and our Esports, they're still not giving up Pachinki. They're both
Yeah.
contesting for Pachinki after 4 days of Mad Knights winning a few, all Esports winning a few players there, already getting a knockdown, a kill feed, and they're still going at it.
Hey, Enigma, one thing that calls my name is one thing we've been waiting to see. I did just see catch on the screen right now a hot drop between EFX and Cyclone Shield. They have decided to bring the violence and the fight from Miramar, and they have brought it over here to Erangel. But before we go over to there, we have to focus on Mad Knights and the Owl as they get started out here in the middle of Pochinki. Mad Knights already losing one player. It's going to be Tyson. The rest of the players looking battered up heavily on that med section. But Owl Esports, they've got to grab one more revival before they can continue on this engagement.
This is looking a lot more aggressive from our Esports than previously, where they played it a bit more strategically. And look at the double barrels here coming in, and down goes one more from our Esports. Oh, and another one goes down as well. Beautifully done. Retaliated here by the Mad Knights. And this might just be a turnaround. Now it's all down to the last player. Can he clutch it though?
That is the question we've got in mind. But once again, it always seems to be the weirdo dude that is always the last one alive. And man, can he hold it up is the question we've got in mind. While we look for that answer, it's going to be trouble out here in the farm as the Epic Bullet have found themselves very close to Desert Flame. But one player you do not want to mess with. It is the man, the myth, the legend, building, my man, the main fragger for that team, Desert Flame Esports. And also, man, Enigma. Cyclone Shield being or dropped by EFX.
Yeah, can you imagine? I mean, these guys, they've just lost one player. It's a duo left. And look how he's actually playing. He's getting down to pair there. Beautifully done here by Manny Whitey. And they're just proving once again that they have the skills, they have the synergy. I mean, they can read the map well. Yesterday, they were constantly there in the final zones. So they can do it.
Exactly, and it's kind of sad on the side of Cyclone Shield to see that the one player that is missing from that squad is their main, one of their best CQC players, which is Danny Brown. And man, I'm kind of feeling skeptical for them, but one player I'm feeling more skeptical for will be Weirdo as he gets half of his HP chunked off with that sexy grenade being thrown upstairs. A little bit of BM to follow alongside with that one as EFX will continue up on this push onto the players there from Cyclone Shield. It's the wonderful angle coming through from Derry, but the Cyclone Shield players, can they hold up as a two-man squad up against EFX? We've seen them go as, a full-man squad up against EFX, and that wasn't the best of gameplays for them, and now they have to hold it up against three-man as a two-man squad. That is not what they want. Manny White is running so fast to form up on Derry right now, but Derry, man, if I am to be you, I am going to be finding a way to get the hell out of here. You cannot be here for too long. He's got a DBS in hand and is anticipating that push coming through from EFX, but the patience, that is what this man has got. He's found his teammates out here for the support, and they will be heading behind the fence. Wonderful strategy.
Oh, beautifully done there by Manny Whitey and Derry. Man, this DBS has been coming into play this entire tournament, and they're using it so good. I mean, even look at Escanor yesterday with a double barrel shotgun. Now, double barrel, 2 bullets. And he manages to knock 2 players with 2 bullets from a double barrel. That was just insane. That is the level that we are watching at the moment. So even Manny Whitey there with the DBS, that is enough to get maybe 1, potentially 2 knocks here onto EFX if they do push recklessly. And that'll be a game changer for CLS.
Exactly, and I think the players there from EFX realize that they cannot push too reckless. As you can see, they're trying to do more of the damage by, sending those grenades to the back of the fence, trying to see if they can get, a little bit of HP down on the side of Cyclone Shield. But this is one fight that has to go down. It would favor either one of these teams that wins it out. If Cyclone Shield are able to win this fight, that is 8 points that they get. On the other hand, if EFX get it, that is going to be 4 points to their name. I kind of like the play coming through from Sprinkles as we see him looking for an angle, but Manny Whitey going for that bold push downstairs, being held by Mercury, and man, this push and leaving on my toes.
Around the corner, getting Derry there very low. Derry with a DBS in his hands as well. If Derry comes around that corner with a DBS quick enough, he has it in him. Quick little peek, bam, bam, send you to your knees. See you later, Pyro. Let's see how this one plays out. Looks like Pyro is a little bit. He's not fully engaging into it yet. Maybe waiting for one more player for backup.
Yeah, he's waiting for an off angle that was about to come through from Mercury, but it's nice play from Derry to realize and find out what exactly was about to go on. But Derry currently running, looking for an off angle, but Manny is the one to find Mercury and send him back because they realize they need these 2 kill points as quickly as possible. Cyclone Shield using the terrain knowledge to their advantage as they will be getting numbers. Advantage is turning a 4v2 down to a 2v2 right now. Cyclone Shield.
Cyclone Shields is doing amazing here against the full EFX team. They came in with a 3-man squad. There comes the DBS. There with the DBS. To the head, sends him to his knees. Thank you very much for the extra 2 points.
And it all boils down to that last player, Sprinkle. Cyclone Shield, they know exactly where he is. The push is going to start. Is there a world where he handles a 1v4 or 1v2? No, he cannot. Cyclone Shield get 8 points. A beautiful, wonderful head start for them.
Well played, Cyclone Shield Esports. Once again, just proving our point that you guys do belong on this level. Looking at one round now. Looks like one round. They got their eyes on a team there, and you can none other than Escanor already pushing on in. This man has been insane all throughout this tournament.
Exactly, and that man is looking for, he's top fragger, he's looking for that MVP title as he takes the fight onto the players there from Citizens. We see that involuntary split on the map going on as we see Citizens heavily disbanding at that position, because I mean, when a player and the team, actually when a team like one round pushes you, man, I think the first thing you want to do is run, man. Left to me, I'm just going to run away.
Yeah, I think we all would if we came into the same lobby as Escanor and these 4KT players. Looking at the rest of the teams there, map is the zone is about to shift. It's going to be interesting to see, will it go up north, maybe closer towards Yasnaya's side. 4KT playing a little bit of a more passive game, not very aggressive, not challenging teams or hunting for teams. I think they're in here for those final, final kill points and the chicken dinner ultimately.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, given the fact that that zone happens to have, or that zone is up there in the north, kind of places Slime 4KT in the center of the circle, which is a position they normally don't like to be, as we don't see Slime 4KT playing so well in that center of the circle. We mostly see them play in from that edge, maybe off center a little bit. So, you know, right now we've seen them play it a little bit more quietly until the zone, you know, pushes onto a point where they would like. And man, the man on the screen, the man that made the legend Slime, Storm 4KT out there, 24 kills to his name. And we saw that man frag out excellently well on the first day. And just as I was talking about that zone, now that zone has shifted over to that eastern edge. And now this is a beautiful position, or a position that the players there from Slime 4KT would like.
Oh yes, and already Blackjack Esports making that northern eastern side already rotating there where I think the final zone will be. They're looking very good there at where they are at the moment inside the zone, with the rest of RILA Insider and 4KT taking the center zone. But we do have a couple of teams now all starting to rush on in towards that zone, and it's normally in these rotations that they're going to lose a player or two, especially, I mean, if you drive in front of one round or 4KT, they're just going to quickly switch a seat, spray you out of a vehicle, continue. That is it, done for.
One round Escanor, that man with the gun on the screen, and we see Eflex, yet another excellent player from this one round team. And it's nice to see Carry Boy actually being added to that roster coming into today. And man, I was just talking about that player before the stream started. I'm like, if there's one player I'm actually very, very scared of on this one round squad, it is actually the addition of Carry Boy, because I mean, it's almost a nightmare having Carry Boy and Escanor be on the same team. But man, we're going to be leaving that one as we see two of the players there from the west, or the teams there from the west, Citizens and Team Apex, getting it started out there in Lipovka. We have seen this fight happen before, and now we are seeing it again.
Team Apex already getting a knock there. They do have Tadia, they're way off in the distance for Overwatch. Oh, beautiful spray there from Blitzen. Gets down one, almost confirms him. They do confirm him. Can he get another knock? Oh, he is so low. Blitzen pushing on in. This might be it. He gets another one down. They do have one down. It's still all down to Tadia, which is way off in the distance. Trying to Overwatch, he just doesn't have the angle on his team. And now he's all alone for Citizen teams. Beautifully done here by Team Apex. Taking out 3 quick kills.
And this is actually, you know, this was an attempt from the Citizens to get those early 4-point kills, maybe get 8 points, 8 points in the beginning of the game. They landed out there in Muta Power and drove all the way to Lipovka, you know, looking in search for the players there from Team Apex, but unfortunately, Team Apex would be able to defend their homes quite nicely as they are sending it up to the top of the hill. Like I said, this has happened before, which is why I would understand that the players there from Team Apex would have an exact idea of where this last player there from Citizens is, and Tadair is about to get spotted right now. Andrew comes in for the push, and that will be the finish. Citizens will be the second team actually that we are seeing going back into the lobby on the final day.
We spoke about the violence today, and it is coming through. These teams are super aggressive. Once they get that first knock, you know they're going to push, and they're not happy with just 1 or 2 kills. They're going to come for the whole squad because it's all or nothing here in the final day.
Exactly, they would always want more and more of those kills, and that is exactly what many of these teams are out here chasing. We're already down to 13 teams out here in the lobby, 45 players alive. This is zone 2, so right now, if you're still getting those kills, they'll still count as 2 points, they'll still count as 2 points per kill. But one thing you have got to do is stay as vigilant as possible as we see, statistics coming through. Slime against the players there from 1 round, but right before we go ahead into that, we're going to be waiting for this next zone shift. As that zone shift continues,
exactly as expected. I knew it. Blackjack Esports read it beautifully. I knew exactly that's where it's going to end. And where Blackjack Esports is at the moment, I think that's going to be the final zone in that compound. Let's see.
Man, I'm actually hoping to see an open field finish because you know me, I'm always about that open field finish. But anyway, it's gonna be a little. Oh wait, am I seeing that right? Cyclone Shield going out to the players there from HORZ Esports. Cyclone Shield is gonna be able to grab 2 points.
In that rotation, got sprayed out of the vehicle by HORZ Esports, and they pick up quickly 2 more kills. Unfortunate rotation there from Cyclone Shield Esports, and also just with 2 players remaining.
Exactly, man. It's actually very crazy to see, actually very sad to see Cyclone Shield going out this early in the game. But HORZ Esports, we've been talking about them. We said it, they're one of those teams that are out there on the bottom side of the table, and they have nothing to lose coming into today. They have all to gain, though, because, getting all of these kills might just be the beginning of a pop-off game.
See all these people now trying to find out where this final zone will go, and it's such an open field rotation that I have to do. There's not a lot of compounds left. All the compounds that is currently in zone has all been taken, so all they can do is stay on a ridge, on an edge, maybe go for the high ground coming down from starboard side. But ultimately, with 12 teams remaining, it's going to be extremely difficult for everyone to find a spot that is not in the open field at this moment.
Exactly, and you can already see the players there from Team EXODU looking for a way to infiltrate the circle from that southern edge, but it's not going to be working too much. As HORZ Esports right now, they are ready to welcome every person who's going to be driving directly into us their position. A little bit of noise made would alert the players there from Slime4KT, as we see Zeus just lurking out there on the top of the hill, just right behind these buildings being held by HORZ Esports. HORZ Esports currently find themselves in the center of the circle, which is why you kind of see that, there's a couple of teams surrounding them. They have the players there from Slime4KT just out there in their outskirts, Black Cobra also out there in their outskirts. So even Blackjack Esports find themselves somewhere close to them. So, all of these teams that are close to, HORZ Esports might just supposed to be a threat. HORZ Esports right now, you might just have to be a little bit quiet so you don't, grab all the attention in the world onto your heads.
Have you looked at what Zeus was just doing now? He's running in an open field away from his buggy. He just got Klaus down from HORZ Esports. It looks like Zeus is farming for kills in these rotations because he's running in open. Look at that. He's not close to any buildings. He's not close to his teammates. And he's just farming. He's just shooting at anyone that's coming past him or aiming in, coming into contact with a window. He's just spraying anyone at the moment.
Exactly, and right now with what that Q feed has been reading, Slime4KT gonna be keeping their fingers crossed behind their backs because 1 round Esports already dealing damage and doing work onto the side there from Team Apex. And one thing that we know will happen if 1 round Esports gets these kills is that they continue to have more advantage against the guys there from Slime4KT, as we do see a hugely southern hard shift.
Beautiful spray here from Mike. Gets another knock through the smoke onto Cage. He got 2 kills for 2 knocks for his team. 1 confirmed. Can he confirm the second one? Can Team Apex pick up that member? They are outside of zone. So Team 1 round doesn't need to move actually. They're right there on the edge. But Apex is currently blessing. I wonder, looks like he's not going to go for that revive.
Man, and of all the players that the teams here, or that Team Apex does not want to lose, Andrew is not one of those players that they want to lose right now. And Andrew will be one of the players that is down as the Black Cobra now looking to fight against their nemesis on the leaderboards. It's going to be them taking in the fight against Itar Brothers, but Matador are not quite able to hold up in that 1v3 situation. And this is where you kind of beg the question, where is the support? Oh, third party.
Yeah, RILA inside. It's getting him down there from the distance. They got a beautiful uphill cover there, high ground, good compound, not easy to push on in. And it's Epic Bullet getting pushed here by Blackjack Esports. And I can see all these nades starting to fly on in. That's why I hate these buildings. There is, once you just start nading all the windows and everything in that's available, there's not a lot of place you can hide in this building.
One has to surely connect and one will surely find its way. And Melio, the last player left here for the Epic Bullets, trying to see just how much he can hold up, how much he can keep up the defense. But there is one team you don't want to be defended against. It's going to be the players there from Blackjack Esports. And one of their players have got what I like to call the devil's weapon. It's the MG3 LMG. And if you guys know that gun, you know that that gun shreds.
As Melio is the last player left for Team Epic at the moment, so it's not looking very good for Epic at the moment. See, what is he going to do? Is he going to get in his vehicle and try and split?
Man,
He's just sitting quietly. Beautiful, smart, 1000 IQ play here by Melio. They all think he's still upstairs, and they've got no idea that he made his way down, and he's in a good position to hide this out now. Just look at him all scrambling around there.
They're actually looking for that last player spraying into the smokes, but it's not a question of will they be able to find him, as Desert Flame Esports finally decide to wake up right now in the lobby, already up to 5 kills, and they're looking to have a lot of fun coming into this next phase of the circle, as we already see rotations coming in through from that northern edge. Bullet is going to be happy hearing those sound cues because he sees, and now he knows that Blackjack Esports are finally going to get off his tail. And just like you said, Enigma, that was a very wonderful play coming through from him to hide himself against Blackjack Esports.
Oh, running right into Mad Knights there in the rotation, and they do lose a player there from Blackjack Esports, and then he will get, oh Zeus, yep, he got first today. Blackjack
right
Esports
now
losing a player.
Right now, I'm looking at those statistics, and the only thing I can say is Slime 4KT, you need to start to do something. Now is the time to wake up. As one round, they are grabbing more and more kills on that northeastern edge of the circle, as they will be taking in the third party against the players there from Desert Flames Esports and Blackjack Esports. Rotations will also be getting spotted from the Mad Knights, as that player Knights very down to an HP, down to his last leader of HP, and Six God would be the man to get the damage onto him. And now Desert Flame Esports, oh no, the zone shift.
Ooh, what a zone shift. I expected it to go a little bit more up north, but there we go. We got ourselves a mansion final zone, and it is such a highly dense covered area with a lot of ditches, a lot of rocks, a lot of space for all these teams. And now Blackjack Esports getting pushed here by Desert Flames, gets 2 knocks, beautifully done by Bearden coming in front and getting those knocks in. Beautiful Bearden there with the molly confirming them as well. And now MG is the last player left for Blackjack Esports.
I mean, Mad Knight also going out early in that game, only able to get 8 kills to their name, would still not bump them to that 100-point mark. And I know one player or one team that is happy to still be alive, which will be the players there from Black Cobras, because, you know, they're still looking strong, as they've got all 4 players still alive. But like I said, for some of these teams, now is the time to start. And on the other hand, we've got trouble in the mansion, as Team Exodus now, the solo player Bay, has to hold up in a 1v3 against the RILA Insiders. But man, these players are angry. Already up to 4 kills already, RILA Insider, and they're looking to continue on this, you know, prowess that they've got to show today.
Beautifully done there by Team Exodus. The last player in that rotation spread one of their players out in the vehicle and confirmed that, so he took one of them out before going out as well. And now 4KT, they're looking at to come in for the third party. Looks like we got, oh, they're going to go in straight. This should be a good engagement indeed.
This will probably be the wake or the death of Slime 4KT, as they are heading up against not just any team. It's going to be the players there from Black Cobra. And just like you said, what a nade, Enigma, to start things off. The introductory nade is all that is needed. Black Cobra, they are sending more. Slime 4KT also sending more, and they will get 1 to connect. And revives have to come up on both sides before the push has to start. But Slime, they need these points. They can't understand about the Black Cobra. Man. The grenades, that was the two-piece nade to start things off. As Storm will be the man landing it. Slime 4KT. They want to continue up on the push, but the players from Black Cobra in a very tight situation as HORZ Esports find themselves behind them. It's a huge Black Cobra sandwich right now, and the players there from Slime, they're looking to have that one. HORZ Esports also not going to be carrying last in this fight as they want more of that aggression. And Modi has to dip from that fight because there is no other option. You cannot stay there.
Most definitely, Cobra in a lot of trouble, and just like that, 4KT, they pick up themselves 3 kills, and they are back in it. Now it says it Flames Esports and RILA Insiders, both there on top of them. Focusing on HORZ Esports.
Man, the last final circle that we're about to get now, it's going to be one of the craziest because we see so many top gunners in the lobby. As Drone once again moves over to that southern edge of the circle. Man, oh man, this is actually absolutely bonkers for the side of Slime. Even one round, because this zone just keeps to be running away from them. DBS already in play. Grenade lands from HORZ Esports as they start to push up onto Slime, but it's going to be a trade, and just like that, Slime 4KT emerge on top as they continue to increase that kill count, getting more kills in the lobby. 20 seconds on the clock, and they have to move.
Blackjack Esports, HORZ Esports, and Black Cobra all getting eliminated here in 1 second. Beautifully done by all the teams, and just like that, we got 4 teams remaining. It is all down to RILA Insider. 4KT still with a full team. Desert Flames Esports with 2 players, and 1 round with 4 players.
Enigma, this is the do or die situation. This is the make or break. As 1 round, start the fight, start the engagement onto the side there of RILA Insider. Eflex is going to be the first man to go down, and RILA Insider, we know them to be one of those teams that are very good on the defense, and they are holding quite all right. Escano will be the last man left for the side there of 1 round Esports. He's not close to his team, but on the other hand, 1 round, already losing players in the blink of an eye. The players there from Slime will be so jubilant right now.
This might just be 4KT's match. They still got a full team remaining, and just like that, 1 round, losing 3 players in that final push. Just push it a little bit too aggressively, and Trip does get knocked there by Desert Flames. Desert Flames still has 2 members up as well, and they can clutch it. They have the skills. 1 round, Escanor, the last remaining player. Now we all know Escanor. There's absolutely nothing this man. He can clutch any one of his squads all solo, all alone. He can still get his team 2nd place. He's done it before solo. Can he do it now in this first game of the final match of the Aec Grand Finale?
And one thing that I'd actually say is that position being held by Escano right there is actually a very stealthy position, because, you know, if he doesn't move, Desert Flame is not going to hear him. And, you know, seeing the way the zone is, this is the first time I'm actually going to be saying that, whoa, this zone is too big for all of these teams, right? Because we've got, 4 teams alive, right? And you can see so much space differentiating all of these teams, right? Desert Flame looking so nice, Sanhok is looking so nice, and right now everyone is probably praying that that zone moves away from the compounds. I mean, except for the players there from Desert Flame Esports.
Desert Flames Esports definitely here with a much better Erangel match than yesterday. Dominating, getting a lot of kills and points there. Just look at that, already standing on 8 kills for Desert Flames. 2 players left in the final zone. They are looking strong, but still none other than our 4KT full team. Man, they're just looking for all the chicken dinners tonight. Can they get 4 in a row? We've seen them get 3 in a row previously. I want to see them get all 4 this time.
The question is, can they even get the first one? Because right now, I'm not even in the game, and I am so nervous. I'm so anxious. You know, anxiety spiking through the roof as that zone would favor the side of Desert Flame Esports. And now RILA Insider has to get into the circle. Slime 4KT also has to get into the circle. And, you know, we can already see Slime finding their way in using those utilities. And this is what we love to see from Erangel. And you can just see the smart plays coming through from Slime and RILA Insider as they try to get into the mansion area. This is trouble in the mansion. This is a fight for the C of O.
Desert Flames Esports definitely the center of attention at the moment, as they have to defend against RILA Insiders on the left-hand side. They have to focus on 4KT pushing in on the right-hand side, and they still have Escanor just patiently waiting for the perfect opportunity to make some noise and jump in there for 1 round. So Desert Flames Esports, they're getting a lot of attention at the moment, unless 4KT and RILA Insiders actually start to engage to one another there from a distance and not focus on Desert Flames.
This is actually the plan. This is actually the side now, or the time right now, that every single utility that you throw needs to have a meaning. Every utility that you throw has to be balanced. It has to be for a reason. It has to make sense. Because the players there from Desert Flame, they're covering two different angles on two different windows. And you know what happens when they're covering that kind of angle. All they just need to do is peek a little bit. And this is the point where you cannot be finding yourself over peaking. And right now, it's just right now, all these teams are just hoping for the zone, right? No one is really going to be doing too much. Shots are going out. Everyone knows pretty much where everyone is. And they know that they cannot move too much, they cannot do too much, they cannot over peak, and you cannot. One thing you don't even want to do is walk in the open. And Escanor, he's got the easiest job right now. He just has to stay in that stealthy position and do nothing. They already have more than enough Q points. He doesn't have to move, he has to stay. But I don't know, Flacco does seem to be onto something.
I think Flacco knows about Escanor.
Oh shit,
Yeah, he sees him. He sees him.
He sees him.
This might be it for one round. And he gets him down. Flacco wiping out one round there. 8 kills in total for one round. And Flacco is on fire tonight yet again.
There is something I know the players there from Slime 4KT are doing right now. They are happy. You can already see the motion, the split already coming through from them, because that is what they want. One round will stand in their way. They still have a couple of kills. They have 6 kills. One round got 8. So Slime 4KT, they still need more kills to get themselves above the players there from one round. Man, this is actually where it's getting sweaty. And you can just see the increase in the amount of shots going out in this part of the circle, because these teams are saying that these players are definitely out, and now is the time for us to shoot. But I've got to say, I am very, very happy to see the side there of RILA Insider making it into a top 3 position, already 7 kills up in this game. I don't even know where the zone is.
And look at the interesting split here from Coco and Trip from RILA Insider, pushing in there from almost on the outsider skirts of the zone to try and get an angle there. And they only have Z currently left in the majority of the zone. Desert Flames Esports have one knock. It is Flacco that's currently knocked. Z might need to get on in. Trip actually got on top of that route. Beautifully done there by Trip. Getting that airdrop looted and getting there on top. And he has a beautiful angle there onto 4KT now at the moment.
Exactly, but Slime 4KT currently being the only team that has been favored by that next zone, and you can see them already happy about that, looking for those dirty angles. But one thing about zones like this, it forces all your players into one angle, so it's easy to throw a grenade. But RILA Insider have placed their focus on the side there of Desert Flames, and they will take Desert Flames out. Slime 4KT got that memo, and they are sending it. They don't even want to wait. A full 4-man team in a 4v3 fight, and Slime, this might just be getting too excited, but Zeus gets the beautiful nade up onto Trip, and the push has to start now. It's a 4v2.
This might just be 4KT's first chicken dinner with a 4v2. I do not see how they can lose this one. Look at Storm here from the side. Beautifully done. Gets on Coco as well. And there we go. It is all done. It's 4KT. It's all 4KT. 4KT all the way. They are definitely taking over the leaderboard top 1 position.
They knew exactly what they needed. They needed a winner chicken dinner to top that performance that one round Esports had. 9 eliminations that they got. They will get 10 points to go along with it. But trust me, even with this win, the gap is still not too much. It's not enough to keep one round out of place. What a play that we saw from them. And you've just got to admire the patience. And you see, that's what I was saying towards the end of the circle, that, the way that zone pushed them to was a zone. It was a position whereby if they waited for RILA Insider, all RILA Insider just had to do was throw nades in that little corner. And you just see Slime, they realize that, before they're able to get their reloads, before they're able to get their HPs back up, now will be the time for us to send it, into that building and take them on. But how about that for a game?
Yeah, beautifully done by 4KT, reading that zone beautifully, waiting patiently. They didn't risk anything in that final zone. They just went in for a chicken dinner and it paid off. Well played to RILA Insiders and Desert Flame Esports as well. Beautifully. I love seeing them back in the top 3 in a game again. And with that amount of kills, that is exactly what we expect from them. So game 1 brought us a lot of violence. What do you think is going to happen in game 2?
Man, right now, I just really want to see what is going to shake up, things that are going to happen, how much match rankings, how is this performance going to affect RILA Insider. This is a confidence booster for them. But anyway, in order to figure that one out, I'm going to have to send Enigma away so you can grab a little bottle of water, just before we get into the next game of the day. Isaac, let me see you right now.
Hey, hey, hey. Wow, man. I've been enjoying myself. Crowns, this has been one of the best games so far in the tournament. And there's a lot to see here.
First thing talking about seeing Flacco able to spot out Escanor on that angle. That was
I
thick, but
know
fine.
that he really picked him out really well. I don't know whether his movement, whether he
Yeah.
popped a smoke, or he probably used a utility that he heard it, but somehow he knew he was there. He
Anyway,
knew he
Slime
was there.
4KT. We'll touch back on that because I'm onto that topic. Slime 4KT out here able to get 9 elimination points. We see Zeus already still doing in the numbers, coming up with the top number of damages, top number of kills for his team. And right now I've just got to say this, Plaza, you survive for 27 minutes. That is pretty much the whole game. But only 24 damage being done. Kind of questions. How do you get 1 kill with 24 damage? Man, these players have got to teach me.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. Plaza seems to be the guy that's calling out, or seems to be the guy that's scouting and telling players where the enemies are. So that's his job pretty much in Slime 4KT's team. But look at the amount of damage these guys have. These guys were already hungry before the final zone, Slime 4KT. So when they met RILA Insider, it was gonna be an easy fight for them. They knew exactly where they were. They already pushed them, and usually in an FPS game, the aggressor always wins. The aggressor always wins. Slime 4KT were very aggressive. Look at the damage, 1,744, and the damage received, it's not even close to what they actually did. But hey, the RILA Insider actually received more damage as well. So that tells me they go into a lot more fights. RILA Insider they get more kills with them then, but it doesn't matter at this point because the rank points or the placement points is really, really going to push for KT. But their main concern right now is one round. One
I'm
round
telling
is for
you.
KT's main concern. So they are the team they're going to be looking out for.
Both teams actually finishing that game with the same number of kills, 9 kills to their name, a little bit of damage difference. And, that just shows that, the point difference is not going to be so much in that overall leaderboards. But
Right.
anyway, looking at this damage graph that we've got here, Cyclone Shield is a team that is calling my name because that fight that they started off with the players there from Team EFX in the beginning of the game, man, I almost thought it was over for them. I mean, they went out early, but able to get 8 points. I think that's enough.
Yeah, I think they got some double points from some of the kills there that really bumped them in terms of the number of kills. They
Yeah,
used that
exactly.
first zone kill.
Okay. Because like one thing that I was gonna say is that teams trying to capitalize on that first zone 2Q point thingy, right? Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't work out, and I'm saying that on the side of Citizens. They finally found themselves in the top 7, but with that push, now they find themselves that I'm pretty sure they will drop on that leaderboard. And once again, this will be the second time tonight that I am seeing this man on my screen, Zeus 4KT.
I am tired of seeing this guy on my screen, to be honest. He is everything. He's everything and he's anything at this point.
I'm telling you, able to deal 900 damage. Whoa,
Damn.
with only 4 kills. And that was excellent.
Amount of damage. Yeah, this guy played it really, really well. I don't think he had a situation where he was ever in a bad situation. To be honest, they were always in a controlled environment. They were always in the safest spot. They always had the advantage over the opponent. So that tells me how very tactically astute these players are, or tactically astute how they play in this particular map.
Exactly. And you see, I'm looking at these top fragger leaderboards, right? And I'm so happy because this will be the first time that I am seeing of top 5 list of absolute fraggers, right? Like players that we know to be fraggers, right? I mean, other than Knight who is in that spot there, of which Knight has been doing well of recent. I'm beginning to question, is it really a support? And these are teams or players that we know that they frag out. Zeke, we know that man to frag out a lot. Building, we know him to be the main fragger for that team Deserts playing Esports. Yeah. I know Building is actually just telling Flacco that, Flacco, I think it's my time to, start showing you that I am the fragger of this team.
Yeah, absolutely. He went all out and got his team really good points there, but 3 eliminations right there. But interesting stuff. But Storm 4KT also in there as well. But he beat Building with the number of damage that he dealt in the survivor time that he dealt there.
Exactly, man. And man, you just love to see that one because like all of these players are out here putting out the statements that you know what, you might know me to be a player, you might know me to be, maybe that sniper or something, but I can tell you I can do multiple roles. And I think that is pretty much what separates, the elites.
Absolutely. The fact that they're really well balanced and versatile, they can chop and change when they need to, so it's very, very interesting to have the team where you can have people changing their positions. A very good team that has that ability is one round as well. Because, Eskinol and the other boys, they can really chop and change easily. It's time for KT, also a very, very good team in that particular regard when it comes to chop and changing when they need to.
Yeah, exactly. And even speaking about that, Slime 4KT, looking at the way they started this game, they were in the center of the circle, and I was saying it. Slime 4KT is not a team that, would really, really see in the center of the circle. They're not a team that
Exactly.
really enjoys that position. And I was saying it to Enigma. By the time that zone shifts over, it's going to favor them one way or the other. So I think
Mhm.
I think it was kind of a smart play from them not to, head out of Yasnaya in search for kills, but
Yeah.
waiting for that zone to push up. And they know that regardless of what happens, that zone will push up in such a way that they will no longer be in the center and they will probably be somewhere on the edge where they're more comfortable.
And what's interesting is there's still nobody behind them. This thing is, it's not even a blip right now. It's not coincidence right now. These guys know how to play this game. They're always making sure that there's nobody behind them. Everybody they have to deal with. Just look at when a team try to push them, they push back to the outer part of the zone so that everybody will still be in front of them. Are you seeing this? That anytime somebody tries to get close to them, they push out of the zone and allow them to be in front of them so they can deal with everything that's in front of them. And that is no blip in the map here. This is strategy at its best.
Exactly. And you see this rotation coming into the northern side of the circle was pretty much the game changer for Slime 4KT because they were able to deal with the Black Cobra, which is one of the high fragging teams out here in the lobby, and also
Mhm.
deal on with HORZ Esports also there. And when you're already in zone 4 and you're getting these type of kills, it's pretty much a morale booster. And you see, just that kill, they know that there's no one else that's going to prevent them from entering the zone. Now they got into the circle. At this point, it was just a matter of who's going to shoot, let us know where they are. And coincidentally
Exactly.
for them, players there from RILA Insider had to take a fight against one round esports. Desert Play Esports was also there with the third party of the century. At this point, Slime 4KT had so much idea of pretty much where everybody
was.
in that circle was. So, man, they were just chilling and they're like, okay, where's the next zone? For every single zone that was shifting away from them, all they had to do was just move a little bit because at this point, Slime 4KT wasn't even doing any shooting. They just kept here being quiet. It was at this point, the instant that one round player went out, we saw Slime 4KT begin to poach in shots, tell the players there from RILA Insider and Desert Flame that, hello guys, we are here. The only person standing in that way has been eliminated, and we're going to be thanking you guys for that one by eliminating you.
Absolutely. And just like I keep saying, everybody's still in front of them. They had to do it. They had to push people. When they were the last team that they've had to fight was RILA Insider, and RILA Insider were comfortable in the room. One thing I always tell people in an FPS game, it is always the assumption that if you stay in the building, you are safe at the last echo. It is false. You have to be outside so that you can move with the zone. If you're in the building, you are stuck and your position is already known. So that is something that you have to balance with knowing when to come out of the building and knowing when to stay in the building. 4KT Slime did absolutely brilliant there by pushing out of the building when they realized they had the advantage. So they had aerial advantage. They knew exactly where they were. And the only thing that Relay Insider could do was just stay in the building.
Right. And one thing that I'm looking at right now in this match rankings, is the fact that Mad Knights were able to get only 8 points to their name. Right. I would have actually expected Mad Knights to try to get more points, especially given the fact that 8R, who was the team that is directly above them, already went out. Like I said, they were about 20 points behind the players there from 8R. And to be honest, if Mad Knights were able to get at least 10 points coming into today, that way they're already breaching the 100 points mark. And they know that, okay, all we just have to do is try to just top it off. Right, but then Slime 4KT able to do 19 points total coming into today's game. One round able to do 13. Desert Flame able to do 16. RILA Insider able to do 16. And these numbers, we push these teams up to the top of the leaderboards. We're finally seeing teams pull up. And the one thing that I said about Exodus not having Erangel done is kind of still baffling. And you have to know how to play Erangel because we get to see that match played twice today.
Absolutely, we did not see that happening. At 8R as well, they went out pretty fast. I know I called them out to be try and beat the winners. What's interesting with 8R is it's either gonna go so well or it's gonna go so
So
bad.
bad.
So either way, it's gonna be extreme from them, you know. But Slime 4
Mhm.
KT are really showing that resilience that is needed to be the African elite champion. One round is also showing that experience and the consistency that is needed. So those two are gonna go head to head indeed.
Ooh, and once again, you see, I'm tired of this jump. Now it is 3 points separating Slime for KT at one round. You know, coming into today, it was 3 points separating one round from the top. Right now, 4KT is on the top with only 3 points, and that's what I was thinking about the Mad Knights. They're not able to breach that 100 points mark. And
Yeah,
just
they
that
just need
bad
two
game,
more.
just that
Just that
bad
one
game
back game.
pushes
Yep.
Citizens, you know, to the other side. Right, that one
Yep.
bad game keeping Mad Knights out of the top four. Right, that's one
Mm.
good game bumping Desert Flame Esports to the top six. Right, that one semi good game from Cyclone Shield keeping them in the top eight, and RILA Insider able to find their jump up to ninth position on the leaderboards. That is nice.
That is brilliant stuff. I like how the board just chops and changes like we predicted it was going to be. These teams are going to go all out, especially the bottom teams. They're going to try their possible best to push. Real Insiders are really getting into the groovy now. CLS Cyclone are also getting to the groovy now. Citizens have got to step up because these guys are not going to let them just run away with it. So they have got to definitely make something happen here. ATAR have also got to be really, really careful because Mad Knights and Desert Flames are really, really close. And with one more bad game, they could see themselves moving all the way down to seventh.
Exactly, and you can just see that Black Cobra is also even, you know, extending their lead against the players there from 8R. You know, you don't want a situation whereby even the top three is not going to be a contest right now, you know. And we can tell that Black Cobra are really looking for that top two situation also. But like, I'm actually very impressed to see what we've got going on that leaderboard. Current threshold is at 79 points if you're looking for that top 8 position. And man, all of these teams will be looking for that one. They would want to be, you know, in that top 8 situation because obviously you want to get those points to your name. But that being said, we'll be right back. We have to send it back into a break. You know our breaks don't take too long, so be sure not to go anywhere. Stay safe, stay connected. I will be right back with more AEC action. See. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, I hope someone is already carving my award for the shortest break ever.
Absolutely. Go see you, Crowns.
Always goes to me. Welcome back to the African Elite Championship. I am back here with Isaac Einstein, and we're about to kick things off in Miramar. But that being said, we're about to head into the sandy dunes. Isaac, what do you have in mind?
Ooh, Miramar is going to be a very, very interesting game, especially, for Desert Flames, because this is a map that they have shown a lot of consistency in this map. They have really shown how very understanding they know of this map. So I'm definitely going to be rooting for Desert Flames. Also, we're going to be trying to see how best teams adapt to the pressure, because right now you've got 2 more games to go after this one. So there's going to be a lot of pressure. So we want to see how teams adapt to that pressure.
Exactly. Isaac Einstein wants to see adaptation in this lobby. I want to see madness in Miramar, and I'm just out here waiting to see and hear what Enigma has to say. Isaac, I'm going to have to send you away now as I have to get back into the game. We have to go bring in what is going on in Miramar for you. Enigma, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you, Crowns?
Man, I'm all right. I just had to grab a quick gush of water right now because I know that when it comes to Miramar madness, it cannot be underestimated. We already saw Slime 4KT coming victorious out there in Erangel. And man, one thing, I don't want to say it, but Enigma, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, 4KT, very, very strong in the Miramar. So we might just see them once again taking another chicken dinner here. But then again, one round is a team you should never ever underestimate. So and still, I mean, look at what there's the Flames, RILA Insider, CYCLONE, Esports, what all of them have done now in game one, coming out with a bang, more than what we have seen through the whole tournament, just fragging out there in the first game already. Now, if they keep this up for 3 more games and it goes their way, we might just see that leaderboard changing completely.
Exactly. And looking at the map chances out here in Miramar, we see Slime 4KT is going to be number 1. One round will be number 2. And these are 2 names that we're keeping an eye out on, right? Because we know these 2 teams are very strong when it comes to this Miramar map. They know how to hold those splits. And I know one thing that plays into Miramar is your individual excellence, right? Because it is fun to say, oh, go on those long splits, hold those 1-1-1-1 splits, right? But if you're not a good player individually, it most likely wouldn't work out for you. So, these 2 teams, they're teams that are filled with very good players individually.
Exactly. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this Miramar match is going to play out. I'm definitely voting for 4KT as they look the strongest on Miramar. Who do you think is going to take Miramar game?
For this Miramar, I think I'm going to go with Isaac on this one. I think I'm keeping my eye out there for Desert Flame Esports. I was watching the BNPL a couple of months back, and Desert Flame, they did seem to have their way around Miramar. And I can tell you something, right? With this Desert Flame squad, I mean, I've seen them. I know Flacco, that man has got Conqueror in 12 seasons, and all of that was gotten from playing only Miramar games as a squad. So if there is one person that I know knows this game or knows this map like the back of his hand, I think it's Flacco, and I'm pretty sure Desert Flame Esports will be able to put on a show for us out there.
I surely hope so. Beautiful western to eastern flight zone we have here right over Al Azhar. We already know Desert Flame Esports will go to San Martin, and this is directly below them on this flight path. But will they get contested though? And better yet, is 4KT going to get contested? Like I mentioned earlier, if I was one of those teams, I'm looking at the leaderboard, 1 round and 4KT with that point difference. If 1 round decides they're going to challenge 4KT right off the jump and try and eliminate them on the first team to get eliminated, that'll be the game changer. I wonder if we will see that tonight coming in.
Yeah, and left to me, right? I actually feel like it's still a little bit too early for any of those hot drops. If anyone tries that hot drop right now, it's almost suicidal, and it's almost like bonus points for many of these teams. What I'm waiting for will be the final Erangel, right? Because one thing that I know about Erangel is the fact that if you're having a Sanhok game just before Erangel, you can tell that the players are coming into Erangel with pumping bloods, right? You know that these players are very, very ready and they're willing to, go crazy out there in that last Erangel game. And, nobody's actually thinking of being safe. No one is thinking of any tactics, right? Everyone is just thinking of who can I kill and how can I kill them.
Exactly. And after 3 days of non-stop violence, I mean, these teams, that you can see a lot of these teams in day 1 or 2, they were testing the teams out, they weren't taking too many risks. They were playing a little bit more passively, and now finally understanding how these teams are rotating and these new players, they are acting like that, like we know they should. And that is beautiful. That is what I love to see in this competitive scene.
Exactly. We enjoy to see that one. And, one map that we get to see that a lot is going to be out there in Miramar. So many of those long range engagements. And even speaking of long range engagements, there's one thing that I always, that baffles me right here, especially in the African Elite Championships, right? In these finals, is the fact that, our longest kill doesn't even come from Miramar. It comes from Sanhok. Really, we're currently on like 308, and it was from a Sanhok game.
Exactly. And I mean, what people render in from 290 meters, that's where you can start
Exactly.
see people. Now, that is how the game is developed. Now, to get a knock from that distance, I mean, you can see vehicles rotating further than 300 meters. So that's where I think that those long kills came from. Maybe from a vehicle explosion or spraying them out of a vehicle and firing hits. But that is just insane. Without actually seeing the player in that distance or getting the knock, ultimately, what is also possible is if you knock them on 290 and they just fall away and ultimately die further, that makes a difference as well.
It counts, yeah, exactly, and that's something that I like. But I'm keeping my eye out, man. We've seen a couple of snipes out here in Miramar, but I actually want to see more snipes coming through. And it's kind of interesting to see, and it almost makes me want to ask what could have happened, right? Because there was a time when in African esports, whenever it comes to Miramar, what we see most is those DMRs, the mini 14s being used. But I have to say, in the Elite Championship, I've not been seeing Miramar showing up so much.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay, looks like we did have our match restarted here, so we'll jump in momentarily. Looks like there might be a team that didn't make it in, and that's exactly what we want. I mean, we are adjusting times constantly and closing the rooms and giving all the players equally chances to compete in this final day of AEC Grand Finals.
Yeah, you want all your players in the lobby, right? That was one thing I was talking about, especially with Cyclone Shield coming into that first game of the day. We did see Cyclone Shield out there coming with only 3 players out there, and you have to say one way or the other, it would have come into it would have affected one way or the other the way that matchup ended up for them. But I'm still feeling very confident that they will do better, especially now when they're given the chance to maybe even come in with a full squad.
Yeah, I saw the 4th player in the comment section say that his network timed out. Actually, he was in the room because I remember actually seeing a full team of Cyclone Shield Esports, and I was heavily confused to see there was actually 3 that loaded into the game. But that is part of the network. I can see a lot of people complaining about they don't have data. So there's only one solution: join African Elite Championship next season, win it, use the money, and buy yourself a better SIM card.
Man, I tell you, Enigma, you couldn't have said it any better. Left to me, I have that also in mind. Just gonna relax, come in here, frag out, win the money. I mean, there's a lot you could do. $200, man, Enigma. I mean, tell me if you won the tournament right now and your share from that prize pool, it's $200. What are you getting?
Oh, I think the first thing I'll get is a McD's. I love my McD's. I see a lot of people say, well, you can only buy a burger. It's like, I'll bring that burger anytime. I love my burgers. So I'll get myself a burger, maybe a nice little bottle of brandy, and just clap it through on classics. No better way to spend it is on some UC.
I'm telling you, man, because I mean, $200 UC right now. I heard there's a mini 14 now in town. Huh.
Yeah,
Sounded like something I want. Oh yeah, I mean, I currently have the yellow one, and I'm gunning for the white one because I've always liked the white one. No.
Yeah, and I mean, you get so many upgradable weapons. Getting those upgradable items is so scarce. So $200 on UC, that'll definitely push your chances to upgrade your weapons.
Yeah, now you got me thinking, man. I think I might just join the slots of one of these players. Maybe, play a couple of games. Maybe if I do just well, I should be able to toss in 1 or 2 analysis skills in there, tell them that, I think if you go for another rotation, you probably run into the players there for 1 round esports, just because it's Miramar and that's where they like to play from, so maybe don't do that, and, maybe stay clear of the West because, we've got the guys from the West, the slime. So, I mean, if I do one of that, I should be able to say about $100 or $200 from a team. Who's going to employ me?
I'll tell you what, this is what we need to do. You get Zeus from 4KT, I'll get Escanor from 4KT, you be Zeus as support player, I'll be Escanor as a support player. We create a team and we don't dominate the whole of AEC.
I mean, that is a wonderful plan. If there's one thing I know how to do, I know how to stack up those loots in my backpack. Man, I'm just going to be like, hey, Escanor, do you need some more fives here? Give him a couple of fives. Oh my goodness, your health is low. Say no more, my G. Toss him a little bit of, and whenever I get knocked, I'll be there, play to come for like, revives. I mean, I think that'll work perfectly, kind of just get out the extra backpack. That's like, I mean, if he has a level 3 backpack and I have a level 3 backpack of loot filled with him, that is like me having a level 6 backpack. Got to reason
and
about
these
that.
Two top fraggers, they don't need a full team. All they need is us just to support them, just to play the games. And, just before they get a little bit lonely, because I mean, playing solo there and in final zones, it can get a little bit lonely. You're going to have to talk to. So we'll bring the jokes and they can bring the skills.
I tell you something, you cannot underestimate the role of the moral support on a team. I tell you, just have that one player that always hypes you up. I watch the montages of many of these players, right? And then you can see that sometimes when they get some knocks, there's always that one person in the background going, ooh. You can hear that excitement and things like that. I tell you, it actually works.
Exactly. That is what makes the content, not the actual gameplay. It's your teammates' reactions that makes the content.
I'm telling you, that is the real content. I mean, when I still used to play back in the day, right? I released a clip back then. I got this player out of a flying buggy, right? And I was like, oh, that is going into a montage, my guy. And everyone's like, you hype yourself up in the game. I'm like, yep, I am my personal hype man, and I'm my team's hype man too. But I tell you, if there is that hype on the team, you know that team is destined to do so well.
Yeah, they get a little bit more relaxed. They can focus a better on the game. They're not so tense. But I mean, playing in this lobby with these teams that are playing it, getting in that final zone, it is so stressful. So they need the jokers in the background just to tell, Escanor, don't worry, you got this, boy. You got this.
Yeah, exactly. And, I want to go dive into a little bit tiny more analysis right here. Yesterday on Miramar, we saw a total healing of about 10,000. Enigma, do you think that was going to happen today?
I do not think so. I think in this final day, we're going to see a lot more violence. There's not going to be as passive gameplay as we have seen in the past 3 days, I think. So if they get a knock or two, I mean, these guys are going to gun for every single point they can get. Whether it be kills or placement, there's going to be no holding back today. This is the final day. It's all or nothing. So I don't think we're going to see that many knocks and leaving the knocks and not trying to confirm those knocks.
Yeah, exactly. And we already even saw that trend start all the way there in Erangel, right? In Erangel, we barely got 5,000 healing points, which means like, we got barely 5,000. There was only 15 revives that came through on Erangel. You can imagine just how quickly these players are grabbing the thirst. So I'm telling you, if there is one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to be that player that is overextending, stepping over his boundaries, because the instance you touch the floor, that's a GG's.
Exactly. So we're almost ready to go into our second match. So for a Miramar match, I mean, we've seen the stats now previously. 4KT, 1 round, Cyclone Shield Esports, Desert Flames, they all know this map very, very well. But looking at how the leaderboard changes constantly. It takes one good game to push you all the way up to top 10. So all these teams, I mean, even if you take Cyclone Shield Esports, Citizens, HORZ Esports, they all know Miramar very well. They've all been there in the final zones constantly.
Exactly. Sometime in the I think it was in the regional finals, I saw a meme that went out about, citizens, right? It was like this meme about there was like a little bunny for when they play in other maps, but when it comes to Miramar, it was like a very strong dude that was there, because I mean, we know Citizen also knows how to play that Miramar map, but they've been running into quite a little bit of issues, especially coming into the finals, given that they always land the players there from the Epic Bullets. Both teams always share that Puerto Paraiso area of the map.
Oh yes. Okay, 10 seconds until we start. So violence is about to begin. Guys, everyone, tell us exactly, who do you think, who are you here to support? And we are off with our second match. let's have a look and see where is the flight path going to be.
I mean, left to me right now, I'm keeping my eye out on, that playing path. I'm trying to see if we're going to get the same hot drops that we got. For a team like Cyclone Shield, I think they're in a little bit of trouble, especially when it comes to Miramar. I know they're good at playing the map Miramar, but I mean, when it comes to landing, we did see that Chumasera was a spot that whenever they land there, they always run into the players there from 8R Esports. And whenever they always go over to, El Azahar, they always find themselves out there with the players there from Team EFX. So I'm keeping my eye out on Cyclone Shield to see if they would actually make a little bit of a change in that a change in that landing location, maybe a change in the rotation parts. That is something that I like to see, and it's interesting to see that Citizens will opt for landing in the ruins and not in Puerto Paraiso this time. I was saying it before this game that I feel like the reason why we've probably not seen so much Citizen in Miramar is because they always have that hot drop with Team Epic Bullets out there in Puerto Paraiso.
And looks like Team Citizens has now actually taken that top left western side corner straight off the first team to get out of the airplane. And they're taking that ruin side with HORZ Esports going all the way to El Paso. Pulketi going to the normal hot drop as well. No one to contest them up north up there. But they do have Team EXODU quite close to them.
Yeah, but now, even when we're talking about, contention right now, we've got trouble back in San Martin. Our Esports up against Desert Flame, and given that our Esports did not win their drop spots on the Erangel map, I'm pretty sure they do not want to die in that same manner coming into this second game of the day. But that zone, it goes heavy to the south. Rotations are going to be so hard for many of these teams that find themselves on the north.
And look at the southern western zone that we have there. Blood round and COBRA that's currently inside of zone, where the majority of the teams now have to quickly either eliminate the teams that are on them or decide to go for zone early.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what I was saying about that zone's position, is the fact that it is down there on the south and it's going to be a lot of trouble. And why I'm saying it's a lot of trouble is because many of these teams found themselves landing in the north and on that eastern edge of the circle, which means if you decide to go for a long rotation through the east, you're going to run into trouble. If you're going to try the long rotation from the west, you're going to run into trouble. And even the north is very hard to try. As a let's play, we get started with our Esports out here in San Martin.
Already taking down one. It's only one member currently left for our Esports in San Martin, while two of them are taking a hacienda, getting a vehicle there. So it looks like they're having a 2-2 split, and a 2-2 split on a full team of Desert Flame Esports is definitely not a good idea. Right here, we got Team EFX focusing on Cyclone Shield Esports again. Cyclone Shield Esports did win Game 1 Erangel against EFX. Can they do it again right here in San Martin?
And if there's one thing I can tell you, the players there from the Cyclone Shield are feeling definitely more confident coming into this engagement. This time they've got all four players in the lobby, but we know EFX, they're not one to lose a fight. And like I said, these guys have been, they always go on and on against each other, right? Cyclone Shield, the surprise was seeing EFX with Cyclone Shield in Erangel, right? In Miramar, I know this is something that always happens. We've seen Cyclone Shield lose this engagement before, and now they do look to be the oppressors right now. They want to take the fight to the players there from EFX, and I would say that is because when you know that you can handle a team, when you wipe a team once, it's almost like I don't really have so much to fear.
Exactly. That is a huge confidence booster. Winning EFX, the engagement against EFX in Game 1, they'll definitely, once they see it's the same team, that is going to give them the confidence booster. And you can already see Manny White here running with his S12K. Oh, and there we go. Flacco taking out another one from our Esports. And our Esports down to the last two remaining players. It's only Weirdo and Drago that's left. And Weirdo, like you said previously, somehow he's always the last player left for Team Owl.
I'm telling you, that man is a cockroach, man. He doesn't always want to die. But Desert Flame Esports being the first team to breach 10,000 damage dealt in the lobby or in the grand finals, you love to see that one. It's taking 4 days to deal 10,000 damage, man. That took a lot of. I don't know if I would say that took a lot of days, because I mean, if you're looking at it, it's taking what 8, 9, 10 games to actually get to. Oh, okay, that's actually that is good. That is good.
Yeah. So Cyclone Shield Esports still focusing on EFX here. Oh, look at this beautiful 2-2 split that Cyclone Shield Esports have at the moment, with Pyro currently all alone across the road, and he has 3 players coming in here from the backside. There's a Players Esports.
I think I'm more confident with the play style or with the positioning coming through from EFX, right? I remember like in day one, we kind of saw that kind of play positioning in the hot drop coming through from Desert Flame, and it worked for Desert Flame against the Black Cobras. I don't know if you remember, where they had Flacco on that off angle. They kind of had the players there from Black Cobra in a little bit of like of a boxed situation, and that is the same thing that the players there from EFX are looking to do against the players there from Cyclone Shield.
It looks like Pyro is only giving information to the rest of the team, while Sully, Mercury, and Nico is making their way around the players. They're setting up a good position for when they do decide to fall back. They're going to run right into EFX at the backside. So this might actually be a very good strat from EFX. But then again, if they do get the knock onto Pyro and they hold that position, then EFX will most likely lose that player, as it's going to be extremely difficult for them to get around them back to their player and get that revive in.
Exactly, and right now it's even going to be hard for the players there from Cyclone Shield to get a knock onto Pyro, or to even try to go look for vehicles, because with the way the angles that the players there from EFX have got on them, EFX can easily find the vehicles and leave. But Cyclone Shield, on the other hand, they cannot find the vehicles and leave. And looking at where they are, they're about 2,000 meters away from the zone, and Zone 1 has already started to move. If there's one thing these players do not want in this fight, it's going to be Papa Blue interrupting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Are they going to take this fight, or will both teams actually rotate away as the blue zone is now coming in there? Blackjack Esports right here inside Los Leones. They did have the Blood Brothers. They're looting the southern part of Los Leones, but they did not decide to push in any further, and it looks like they're rotating away as well.
Yeah, and I always like to say it, Los Leones happens to be a big spot, happens to be a big city, and it can accommodate up to 3 teams. I mean, I think we saw 3 teams land in Los Leones yesterday and didn't get into any engagement, and they were able to just exit without taking too much of a fight. So like I said, if you're going to be in Los Leones, you have to be one of those friendly teams that don't want to take on that early fight. Plus, Los Leones is a very, very shitty place to take early engagements. Man, nobody likes when the zone ends in Los Leones. It's always crazy.
Yeah, too many windows to watch for. RILA inside, Zeke, trying to rotate, trying to figure out where the zone is going to go. They're right on the outside of the zone. Still need to make the way in. But Zeke, previously in game 1 on Erangel, doing very good for his team. Getting a lot of knocks, a lot of damage there for his team. Hope he can do the same here in this Miramar one.
Yeah, one thing I know, if there's one player that can keep up his consistency, it's going to be Zeke from RILA inside. I always call that man the king of the gorillas, that man the IG of that squad. That man is very, very crazy, and it does look like the fight has started out there in Either Sully is able to find himself another angle and he gets roached down, and this will be the call to push from the players there from Team EFX. I kind of like the hesitation to go for the revive there from Derry, because he knows that if there's one thing that might come up, it would be revive. So, it would be grenades that will be coming into his position. But Cyclone Shield now down by one player. It's now a 3v4 right now.
Yeah, Derry needs to get Roach up extremely quickly, as Mercury and Nico is already making their way closer and closer towards Roach. We have Sully there just overwatching, and still across you still have Pyro just holding position and giving information to his team. It looks like EFX, they want to finish this off.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell that's EFX. They know that if they get these kills, they have more chances of overthrowing the players there from Cyclone Shield on the leaderboards as we continue. The zone does center up nicely, but it's still out there far off on the south, and rotations already coming in through. And many of these teams that are on the north would be so thankful that, teams like HORZ Esports have decided to go for the center of the circle like they normally will, which is leaving the entirety of the north free for, many teams to come in. But EFX have one player down, Cyclone Shield. They do seem to be able to speed up when they're 3-man team.
Mercury with his DBS, beautifully done. And now Pyro is pushing on in. Danny Brown went down to Sully as well. So Cyclone Shields only has Manny YT up with his S12K, and Pyro is rushing on in. He's going to get that first for Derry coming in across the road. He can get up his player quickly, but it's still going to be a 2v4. And it looks like Nico is going to go down. He does go down to zone yet again. And now it's all down to Mercury, Pyro, and Sully. Sully rather going to focus on that revive onto Nico. So it's a 2v2 at the moment with Manny Whitey and Danny Brown versus Mercury and Pyro. Until they can get that revive in and start pushing on in as a full squad again.
Yeah, exactly. And this is actually where it's crazy. Like I said, Papa Blue is the one person you do not want in this engagement. Both teams are going to have to deal with fighting, taking those tick damages already from the blue zone before you start the fight. And right now, man, Cyclone shoot down to 2 players and they are up in a 2v4. I don't see any way that this fight is going to turn in their way. Right now, I'm pretty sure Cyclone shoot are looking to thirst any kill that they get right now as they're holding it up just out here upstairs, waiting for any push that might come through. EFX, I don't think they've got any more troubles. Now they have to push on head on. They have to let the bullets do the damage. Might be able to find the angle, gets one player down, and it's now up to Danny Brown. He gets one more down. He almost makes that 2, but down. Cyclone should go as EFX will be able to grab all their revives up.
Nico coming in there with the DBS, but beautifully played there by Manny Waititi with S12K as well, getting those 2 knocks in. But it is the DBS that won against the S12K at the moment. But they do not have a lot of meds. EFX not looking very good at this moment with that limited amount of meds. They don't have a vehicle as well, and they still got a long way to get into zone.
Anyway, Team Apex though, looking to stop rotations coming through from the players there from 1 round esports. But I tell you, if there's one team you don't want to deal with is 1 round. And on the other hand, Slime 4KT will be taking in the fight against RILA Insider. They just seem to want to continue to, or they don't want to end the fight that has happened in Erangel.
Yeah, RILA Insider already losing Coco there. A huge blow for RILA Insider. But they still have 3 members up. The previous game, they did so with 3 members as well up until the final zone, so they can still do it. But 4KT picking up an extra kill there. And there we go. And it looks like FX getting still knocked there inside the blue zone. And the zone is about to change again.
Man, as that zone closes up, this is going to be more trouble. I mean, a couple of teams already finding the location into the circle, but Team EFX, I'm still keeping my eye out on them. They're still in the blue. You know, all of these teams have to find a way into the circle, and you know, it's looking like it's going to be a lot of trouble on that eastern side of the circle while we wait for this zone to close. We already have about 5 seconds, and we're going to be seeing craziness coming through on that zone closing. I mean, I'm waiting. It's going to be the hard shift in Miramar, the infamous hard shift. Oh, to the north.
Oh, all
to the north.
The end open. And a huge zone shift to the north. FX will definitely be happy about that zone shift, as well as Desert Flame Esports, as they find themselves almost center zone in a very, very good compound. But Owl Esports losing 2 players and another 1 knock. It's not looking good for Owl Esports here at the moment with Mad Knights. Then it's constantly these 2 teams that just run into one another.
Yeah, exactly. They're not running into each other in Pochinki. They're running into each other in the open fields of Miramar. But one thing I know is that Mad Knights, they would enjoy these points. They want these points to their name. This is already zone 3, so all these points already count as just 1 kill already. It doesn't count as 2 kills anymore. So right now, it's just the time where you just have to frag out. All Esports will lose that player weirdo. That's going to be a GG's for that player. And the man who's always surviving is the one who eventually dies now. Drago will be the last one to hold it up for his team.
Team Exodus, the second team to get eliminated tonight in the second game of African Elite Championships Grand Finals.
I'm telling you, man, this is where the madness in Miramar is about to begin, because that zone is going to be instigating a lot of fights as we see Slime 4KT and Citizens go at it once more again. We saw them go at it yesterday in Erangel. We saw them go at it again today in Erangel, and now it does look like they are already getting started as Bego loses a lot of HP and would eventually go down to the wonderful off angle coming through from Plaza. And you've just got to admire the distance at which these knocks are coming through from.
Oh, Zeus gets knocked there in the open field as well. They do get that confirmed on that knock. But Zeus is constantly look like he might just get firsted here. Can they get a revive in? No, 4KT do lose a player early in the game. And it is all 11. Tapping away there at Storm now as well. Storm needs to get away from there. He needs to get into cover. Pronto as well. Pronto's vehicle's getting sprayed there. And currently, Citizens only losing 1 player and 4KT losing a player.
I'm telling you, of all the players that Slime 4KT do not want to lose, it is Zeus. That man has been on fire all day. or even coming in from yesterday, and that man is gonna his run is gonna get shortened up. But this will be the chance for Storm to climb his way up on that top fragger leaderboards. But it does look like Slime 4KT will be deciding to leave that fight, maybe get into the circle, take a little bit. Decide to play for the placement and not just try to fight things out in a fight where they do not have all 4 of their players up available. Zone already doing its damage onto EFX.
Yeah, not looking very good for EFX. They did get 2 players into zone. It's all down to Mercury and Pyro. But look at Desert Flames Esports there on the top of the leaderboard, already sitting on 4 points there. So they look very, very stable. They almost center zone, very good compound. And look at that western zone shift down to Kumakera side, and we're going to have an open mountain final zone.
This is going to be a nightmare for the side of One Round Esports. They have so many teams to swim through, to drive through, to walk through before they can make it into that eastern edge of the circle. It's going to be a lot of trouble for them. Slime 4KT would have to infiltrate from that circle, from that northwestern edge, but they do look to be losing players one after the other, and it's almost like a trend right now. If Slime 4KT is doing bad, One Round is looking good. If One Round is not looking good, you see the players there from from Slime 4KT looking good.
Yeah, 4KT losing another member due to zone. This blue zone is just insane here tonight. Gonna see here now 4KT, the last remaining 2 players against a full Citizens team, 3-man team, pulling up right there in front of Pronto. Will this nade be good? Will it hit? Oh, beautiful pre-nade there. Almost gets down guard here. Beautiful nade from Pronto.
Exactly, and we were saying that Citizens, they actually need they need a pop-off game to continue to be on that top 8 position. But right now, they're looking to take in the fight against the players there from Slime, because they know that they are capable of doing this fight, as Blackjack Esports now run into the players there from the Epic Bullets out there on the outskirts of Chumasera.
And I already have that 1 knock. It's looking good for Blackjack Esports. Can they get that wipe? That'll be very good. Confidence booster for Blackjack Esports. They didn't have the best of Erangel games, but they can change it right here inside this Miramar game. They do get to confirm on 2-1. Mercury going down there in the kill feed as well. And I think that is almost it for EFX now.
Man, EFX always goes down to the play zone, and like I said, both teams, they had to finish that fight before Papa Blue came in, and this was pretty much a deja vu. EFX having the same type of performance that Cyclone Shield had in the last game where they wiped them. It's kind of a statement showing that sometimes you don't need to take a fight for too long. But anyway, I was talking about that craziness that will be happening on that east, and it does look to have gotten started as we see HORZ Esports on that southeastern edge of the circle, putting in the work, putting in the damage on the players who are trying to rotate.
They did get 1. Oh, C-Mine almost going down there. Beautiful return fire there. They did have that knock. Tried to confirm that knock, but it looks like they won't be able to. But there's the Flames Esports starting now to rotate away closer to zone. That is the better option to do. Rather focus on zone with this next zone is about to start closing again.
Exactly. There's this huge hill in the center of the circle, and there's no one there yet. So right now, many of these teams know that if we go to that hill, it's going to be a lot of trouble. They don't want to fight so many teams going there. But right now, there's so much trouble on that southeastern edge, as there's so many teams there. We've got Team Apex, we have Black Cobra, we have the Mad Knights in that vicinity. Up on the south, we still got Blackjack Esports. All these players can see each other, as Black Cobra now will begin to show that they were on that Miramar map for a reason. They were up there on the map chances for a reason, as they begin to put in the work onto the players there from Team Apex. Ooh, headshots.
Oh, beautiful spray there from Blackjack Esports, almost taking down Czar there from the Black Cobras. Team Apex just flying past them, as Andrew is the last remaining player for Team Apex. And the zone is about to close. Where is it going to go? Will we have another zone shift, or will it go more to the center? And it goes
an absolute nightmare, man.
Beautifully read there by 4KT, Citizens, and RILA Insiders. 3 teams inside zone, and they can gatekeep a lot of players. 1 round now coming in here. We have 1 knock, and they can pick up finally a few kills for the team. Oh, down goes another one. And it's the Mad Knights pulling in and doing damage here onto 1 round.
And it's the beautiful quick picks coming through from Moha for me, man. That man was beautiful on those quick picks, able to get down 3 players there from the Mad Knight, and you can just see him trying to confirm those kills, as now they would continue upon the push. The Mad Knights, though, they may have gotten that one a little bit wrong. There was third party. That nade lands beside Ammo Win, and he takes him back into the lobby. 1 round would be happy about the the outcome of that fight, but Black Cobra, they know exactly who's there, and they're sending in the nades. One round are in a whole lot of trouble. I told you they would run into trouble trying to infiltrate from that east, and Papa Blue will be doing in the damage. More how we go down to the blue zone. Slime 4KT will be so happy about that one, as we would continue to see more chaos actually in this circle. Many teams have to head in from the south. This is going to be trouble for all of the teams in this lobby, as we're down to the last 8 teams and 28 players in the lobby.
Man, the zone is just madness here tonight. I'm telling you, it's just taking out everyone. Blackjack Esports now focusing on the Blood Brothers. Blood Brothers have managed to get himself one chicken dinner. I'm hoping they can pull off another one, but they are facing the Blackjack Esports here. They do have a little bit of cover. As you can see, Nagato trying to get... No, Nagato will get sprayed out of the vehicle. Beautiful sprays there from Blackjack Esports. They do not miss. You do not want to get in front of their scopes.
Yeah, I always keep saying it. If there is one team that you do not want to be running in front of, it is the players there from Blackjack Esports, because Blackjack Esports, they know how to shoot, they know how to spray. But one thing that Desert Flame do know is this map of Miramar, as one way or the other, they were on that eastern side. Things got too choked up, and they realized that we cannot stay too much on this eastern edge, and they have made their way up to the north of the circle. Wonderful, wonderful game understanding and game awareness coming in from the side there of Desert Flame Esports.
Yeah, that's full team strong. They are leading on the points there together with Blackjack Esports. So it's going to be interesting if they do take out RILA Insiders right here. They do have the team from COBRA coming in there from the eastern side as well. So can they actually get to the next zone? The zone is about to close again, and there's still teams on the outside, inside the blue zone. We're waiting to see where this next shift is going to be.
And anyway, Papa Blue, like you said, is looking to want to do so much work today as he continues to push all of these teams. HORZ Esports will find their way up onto the players from KSL, from Blackjack. And Klaus, I say that man, one of the fraggers for this team, HORZ Esports, being the one starting up with the entry knock onto Zion. HORZ Esports, this is the time to turn up the aggressive dial. And indeed they will, as the full send comes in through. King Giash is in the building, but no mercy, goes down first. Phoenix trying to hold it up in a 1v2 situation, but he goes down. The beautiful Nate connects up onto Klaus. Klaus is down too, and Last Hope is pushing up. Klaus very low on HP. Can he get his HP back up? Yes, he can. The vehicle explosion chance a little bit more, but down Klaus would go as the players there from Blackjack Esports holding on their hands of the fight. Rebel comes in and he eventually goes out. Blackjack Esports up to 10 eliminations, and they are on fire.
Beautifully done by Blackjack Esports there, winning that engagement, and they can get the revives on all their members and still be a full team coming in yet to the almost final zone. This is going to be epic. 4KT is the only team currently inside of zone, with Desert Flame Esports just barely touching the edge there. Also gatekeeping the whole of RILA Insiders. COBRA still needs to focus on getting in, as well as Blackjack Esports.
And 4KT have got a very nice compound ahead also that they're holding. But I tell you, the compound may be nice, but one thing that is nicer than those compounds would be the hills that are just above those compounds. As you can see, Citizens have that hill being held, but the grenades coming through from Blackjack Esports will not be helping matters for the Citizens. More troubles coming out at Blackjack Esports. They don't even want the bullets to do the talking. It's all just troubles out here. 11 has to hold it up in a 1v4 situation. Gets one player down, tries to get more, but no, he cannot. The players there from Blackjack Esports, they are having the pop-up game that they need. This is what they need right now.
Exactly what they needed. That is what the doctor ordered. And now it's RILA Insiders versus Desert Flames Esports. They do have the knock onto Flacco there, and in comes Zeke and Slay. Who's going to get... Oh, Six Squad gets knocked off in the distance as well. Oh, what a beautiful confirm. And RILA Insiders, they are just doing so good here against a full Desert Flames Esports. Can they actually get it? They're getting peppered there from the backside from 4KT as well. I want to take down Biren.
Oh my goodness, but here comes the full stand from RILA Insider. Building is down. Flacco trying to get his HP back up. As T-Mine would try to play a little bit smart, but will not work. 4KT tapping in, looking for as many points here, but they will not be able to get any, as Flacco has to hold it up against the three-man team of RILA Insider, and down he would go. RILA Insider win that fight once again, as we now find ourselves in the last 3 teams left. RILA Insider up with 3. Blackjack Esports still with 4 players alive, and Flying 4KT with only 2 players left in the zone.
Yeah, I don't think they will get it reviving for RILA Insiders. Oh, he gets in barely in any time now. It's still a full team of Blackjack Esports right there in front of 4KT now. Now, if they do decide to rush here, I mean, 4KT is not looking very good at the moment there with only 2 players with a full Blackjack Esports team. My bet will be Blackjack Esports might just take this game.
I'm telling you, Blackjack Esports looking so strong right now on that southern edge of the circle, especially given the fact that they just got favored by that zone shift. So the players there from Slime, the players there from RILA Insider, now it's the time to start to show the smokes. But on the others, but Slime though, they have the most distance to run, and right now they are counting and banking on this engagement coming through from RILA Insider and Blackjack Esports. They need this fight to start so they can take advantage of that chaos. But it doesn't look like that fight is going to start anytime soon. Blackjack Esports already up to 14 points only from kills.
I just love it here that Blackjack Esports and RILA Insiders. Oh, they do get the first knock. Knocked and confirmed. Trip gets down last hope. And that is it. It's a 3v3v2. What a game changer for RILA Insiders here. They're looking so strong here. Coming almost at the bottom. Oh, they do lose Slay there. But they do get down pronto. It's all down to Plaza and 3 up for Blackjack Esports.
Man, I have to tell you right now, the only thing Slime 4KT can do is try to get more Q points. And the same thing can be said about the players there from RILA Insider. They have been reduced by numbers, having a huge disadvantage up against the players there from Blackjack Esports, who are absolutely on fire. They've got all 4 players alive. They have got the right momentum coming into this fight. 15 kills already to their name. This is like the best, one of the best performances we're seeing from Blackjack. And it looks like Blackjack were saving all of this action for the final day.
Looks like no one is actually focusing on Pronto's knock there in the center of the zone with currently with Plaza. Oh, but he does get spotted. I was about to say, isn't he going to be able to get a revive in onto his teammate? But he got spotted, and that is it. 4KT is out. It's between Blackjack Esports and RILA Insiders. Beautifully done. It's a 3v2. Who's going to get that knock? Blackjack Esports looking very good here on the top side, so they do have the higher advantage against RILA Insiders. They have the manpower and the skills as well, but if RILA Insider can get another knock or 2. But look at Phoenix there with a beautiful wide angle flank.
No way. And it's a GG's.
It's the flank that wins it. Beautifully done by Blackjack Esports. Man, I think this is the highest kill chicken dinner we have seen up until now.
Man, that is what, 17 kills and the winner chicken dinner. The last time we saw 17 kills coming from a team, it was Team Apex yesterday, but they finished in second place. But Blackjack Esports are like, you know what, we can get those kills and we can also get ourselves those placement points, as they would get 17 eliminations to their name. And a team that had barely 90 points have found themselves breaching the 100-point total mark right now. Blackjack Esports, wonderful play coming in from them.
Yeah, definitely. That 109 total points from Blackjack Esports, that is going to be a confidence booster on that leaderboard. I'll tell you what, I think that pushes them up a lot, and they're getting a lot closer to that top 5. And I mean, it's not a first place, it's not $800, but every position they climb is a little bit more money in the bank.
Exactly, a little bit more money that they would actually need, man. A little bit more of those, bragging points, because that is also what we're fighting for out here in the elite championship. That is going to take a while. It is going to take a while. But anyway, the play coming through there from Blackjack Esports was wonderful. Being able to keep your team as a 4-man squad in a game is something that is very, very excellent to see.
You have very good gameplay from Blackjack Esports, as well as RILA Insiders. I mean, they've been not fairly quiet. They've always made it through at least top 5, 6, 7 position, but they haven't really taken that aggressive step up until now that we know that they usually do. They have the skills. There are so aggressive teams in the different competitions we see them in. And then now stepping in here in a Miramar match, man, they performed and they showed exactly why they belong in the finals. But then again, in our first spot, 4KT, as usual, making it up with placement points, and they are just stepping away from one round at the moment, keeping that pole position. But until then, we'll be back now for our third game. But we're first going to switch over to our analyst to analyze this game for us and show us exactly how Blackjack Esports came to winning Game 2.
All right. Thank you so much, Enigma. Isaac, Before you even
Hey.
start, I just want to say something. Desert Flame,
Mhm.
RILA Insider, and Slime 4KT, the consistency from these three teams. Wow.
Absolutely is brilliant, brilliant. We called it out. We said Desert Flame were really going to show us something good in the Miramar, and they really did. They found themselves in a really bad situation there in the final circle, but nonetheless, they were fragging, they were aggressive, they had map awareness, they were just absolutely brilliant. But big ups to the team that won, Blackjack Esports.
I'm telling you, Blackjack Esports coming in victorious out there, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see that exactly. Look at the damage coming through
Ooh.
from last up, 1,000 damage being done all on his own. I don't think have we seen a player beat that 100 or 1,000 damage mark like in one game.
That's ridiculous, man. This guy is getting 1,000 damage on one map. That is it's just ridiculous, man.
Man, all on his own, but you've just got to admire the way the players have played. Phoenix from Blackjack Esports with 5
Mhm.
assists his name. Zion, you look at him, you be like, oh my god, he didn't get so many kills, but look at his assist. He's able to get 4
Yeah.
assists up there on the board, and that is exactly what you love to see. A well-balanced team. And with this team, right, they know how to shoot. I was saying it, they have that beautiful gun skill, right? So you know that his
Mhm.
support would be something that would be coming through very well from the team, as everybody on the team were able to get kills and also assists to their name.
Absolutely, and you can see the survivor time of Lastop. Lastop was the guy that died in the final zone, so they were 3-man squad, and the rest of the team played it out. Look at that damage that they dealt 2,606, 616. Look at that amount of damage compared to Relay Insiders 1,600 and 1,367. The damage received though from Blackjack Esports just tells us how much fights they got us, how many fights they got themselves into, and how much people were shooting at them. Look at the number of kills, 17-7. That is a 10 whooping gap there. The knockouts alone, the survival time. These guys were absolutely brilliant in every
Exactly.
respect of the game.
Exactly. And you just see that, out of 17 kills, they only got 11 knockouts, which means they were able to put in a little bit of third-party actions, get a couple of kills, and have that one done. And I can even tell you, one of their kills did get stolen by, Desert Flame, So that even shows that they could have even had more kills coming into this game, right? And RILA Insider are also doing in the work. I know them to be a very tactical team. And right now they've come in here to just show me that tacticality that they have. Able to get 13 total points. That is amazing to see. And look at the difference in damage. You could tell
Wow.
that Blackjack Esports were the
They
ones
wiped the
doing the
lobby.
work in the lobby.
They literally wiped the whole lobby. Very, very interested to see. But I think for Slime 4KT, they must have been absolutely thrilled to see that they were going head to head with Blackjack and RILA Insiders. And the reason why I'm saying that is their main competitor is one round. So them knowing that it wasn't one round we were fighting gave them a bit of a relief that they know that they were gonna still be on top of one round in that respect.
Exactly, but then one round are still not giving up. They're still making sure to put those numbers on the board, able to get just as many kills as Slime 4KT, 4 kills
Mhm.
as well. It's almost like, you can tell that one round esport, they've got a very tight grip on this tournament, and I'm pretty sure,
Right.
yeah, I was about to say that. I'm pretty sure the MVP is coming from someone in Blackjack Esports, because I mean, last hope, that man, he has his
Mm.
name, it really lives up to the name, because we saw this man yesterday do so well in Miramar for Blackjack Esports, and then we saw this man also again yesterday do so well for them. Even on the first day, he was the one
Yeah.
that helped them in winning their first chicken dinner.
Yeah, yeah. This guy seems to be their last hope indeed, and he's a real good player because he is a really balanced player, and he shows that quality in this particular map. Look at his highest kills, 7 kills right there, highest damage coming in again from last dope, and then we've got 11 coming in with the longest kills distance. Look at that in meters though,
Exactly.
meters.
And that man already beats what we've got. And I've been saying it, I've been expecting the longest kill to come in from a Miramar game, right? Seeing it come from
Hmm.
Sanhok was kind of outrageous, but right now that man
Yeah.
able to get 317 meters damage, that is actually very, very crazy. Last up using 14 utilities in that game shows you just how well you can do. And man, Gaudier, the scout on IGL for Citizen
He is a
Esports.
scout for sure.
Exactly. That man drives a lot. And man, have you heard about gas prices? Driving 11,000 meters? Man, you've got to realize gas is expensive these days.
I know. This guy's is keeping his foot on the pedal for sure.
I'm telling you, man, that man was driving. But anyway, we still see a couple of players also doing in the work as we see Blackjack Esports having another player with more kills, 7 kills. Trip from RILA Insider making his way there. Even Moha from one round also doing some kills out there. And you see players putting in damage up the board. RILA Insider putting in damage up the board. Plaza also putting in, those long ass, engagements. But look at that damage spread, man, between these. And these are like just 2 teams.
That is ridiculous. That's like a whooping 2,000, 3,000.
Don't even try. I don't even have it. Man, that is a lot. It is a lot. That is one thing I can say. I can't even do that one off my head. I'm gonna need like a huge calculator to calculate that one.
That is insane. And to see that Last Hope and EMG are side to side.
I'm telling you, man, and that is wonderful play that we just saw in Miramar, especially from Blackjack. Man, the way they played this was so nicely, and you could just tell, right? Them not getting so comfortable in Los Leones, despite that southern zone shift. It's kind of something that we enjoy to see, and then we kind of saw them rotate using that south because they know there's not so many teams that were on that south. In fact, I'm about to see that here, right? Starting off, they landed in Los Leones. We got a southern zone shift. They landed out there in the south. And they continue to use that advantage because they knew that there wouldn't be so many teams on that southern edge of the circle. And that was just something that I enjoyed to see from Blackjack Esports. Able to rotate all the way from Los Leones there and getting all the way to Chumacera was interesting to see, right? And I thought it was even going to be trouble for a couple of these teams coming in from the north. But like I said, they had to be thankful that so many of these teams like Mad Knight and HORZ Esports decided to play in the dead center of the circle.
Yeah, because they had everybody still in front of them and they didn't have to think about anybody behind them. So they had the opportunity to really take teams head on and make sure that they got them when it mattered the most. Look at how they were just holding on to the circumference of the circle there, making sure that they get in only when they have to and they don't expose themselves too much. Look at how brilliantly they moved around the second. And it's quite evident if you look at all the teams that have won by a particular team that just went straight to the circle. A lot of the time, if you want to win, you have to stay in and around the circle so that once everybody is finished fighting in the middle of the circle, then you can have your way back inside.
Yeah, exactly. And that was pretty much where the players there from One Round Esports ran into too much trouble because they had so many teams on the east where they tried to infiltrate from. And if they had just been like Desert Play Esports and had gone to the north, they just would have done better. But Blackjack Esports taking the most advantage of that chaos that was happening all around the east and the south of the map as they were absolutely rampaging on every single person in the lobby. And the instant they got this last zone shift to themselves, it was just a matter. It was literally shooting practice for the players there from Blackjack Esports, especially up onto Slimefok AT as they were trying to get into the circle. They just had to open those 3x scopes on their heads and boom, boom, boom. Heads are out, players are done. And, they were just taking them out. And, to end up the game with that wonderful push going up onto RILA Insider was wonderful coming through from Blackjack Esports. Like I said, they had the momentum going into that fight. There was no way on earth RILA Insider was even going to turn the tides on the players there from Blackjack Esports.
What's interesting is, one of the ways we see a lot of these teams get a lot of kills is the use of utilities. And especially when it comes to the Molotovs and the grenades, man, those things have really, really changed the game. They have changed situations from good to bad, from bad to good. Because the reason why I was saying that is that a lot of grenades got a lot of kills in certain angles that a normal bullet wouldn't reach. And so it's quite important to see how well teams are utilizing the grenades and the Molotovs in this game.
Exactly, and there we go. We do see. I'm still keeping my. Whenever I see this, I always keep my eye out on Slimefok AT, One Round, Cyclone Shield. Those are the teams that I'm just keeping my eye out on, right? Just it was 3 points giving Slimefok AT the lead. I don't even want to do the math from this place. One round we're able to get 4 points. Slime only able to get 9. Not too much of a points difference. It's still something that can be covered. But anyway, Cyclone Shield, they most likely will be losing that spot that they have in that top 8 as they went home with the goose egg in that early engagement against the players there from EFX. And Exodus, they're kind of showing us that downtrend again that they started yesterday. Going on with the goose egg in this game.
Absolutely. Looking at the my stats there, look at the number of utilities used right there. Smokes, Molotovs, and grenades, 199. That is probably one of the highest we've seen.
I'm telling you, man. And then the total healing in Miramar would always continue to shock me as we're able to get almost 10,000 again coming into today, but I mean, it wasn't 10,000. So we're right. I don't think we'd see that because I mean, 17 total rescues. That total rescue just keeps on reducing. We saw 15 in Erangel the first game. Right now, I'm seeing 17. Yesterday, we're seeing like 20 and those kind of numbers, but today we're seeing 17.
Teams are getting a bit closer. These are getting a bit closer to the appraise when they get them. So when you usually shoot it, they're making sure that there's always grenades, there's always molotovs, and that can really, really deter the total rescues.
Yeah, and one thing that I know actually would have led to so much healings that we saw was the fact that in that last game we saw Papa Blue trying to do so much damage onto so many people, and people had to heal up in the blue, especially Team EFX doing that a lot. But once again, let us see what that overall leaderboards have to show for the last time today, because this will be the last time we're going to be seeing the overall leaderboards. So right now, all you have to do is grab those calculators as things are about to start getting crazy out here in the lobby of the African Elite League. You know what? I've been told that we're going to keep you guys on your toes for more as we're ready to get into Sanhok. Isaac, any last remarks before we get into Sanhok?
Oh, Sanhok is a place that I love very much. And it's a place the Slime 4 KT have really mastered. So my mind is going to go with Slime 4 KT because of the way they rotate in and around the maps. For the bigger maps, it takes quite a long time before they can rotate. But in Sanhok, it's going to be so quick, it's going to be so fast, so they can easily rotate, and then we can see their rotatory powers show up in this particular matchup.
All right, thank you so much, Isaac. We'll be back to break down Sanhok as things are about to get more crazy heading into the games today. Bye-bye, Isaac, and welcome, Enigma.
Jeez.
There we go. What an analyst. Well done to Isaac and Crowns analyzing that game for us and showing us that amazing stats there coming in. Now look at our winner chicken dinners for tonight. So we had 4KT in match 1 of Erangel. We had Blackjack Esports in match 2 Miramar. Next up is match 3 Sanhok. Crowns, what do you think? What's going to happen?
Me, I always call Sanhok the most chaotic map of the game, and we are looking at the map chances from many of these teams. We see Slime 4KT doing so well. This is the third map in a row that we're seeing Slime 4KT. Matter of fact, it doesn't even matter because all 3 maps that we've seen, Slime 4KT have a map chances there, either number 1 or number 3. And since Citizens and Apex here kind of gives me hope that maybe, just maybe, we would see better performances today. And man, it is locked and loaded as we get into Sanhok. 64 players in the lobby, no one's here to play, as we get a very nice playing part that wouldn't even matter because the Sanhok either ways, and we get started in the 3rd game of the grand finale.
Yeah, beautiful eastern to western flight path right over Camp Alpha, and there is no way that these teams cannot reach from this flight path. We already see quite a few teams. Now, one of One Round and HORZ Esports, are they going to challenge each other again in boot camp? They're definitely going that direction, with Blackjack Esports going way up north with Team Epic, and COBRA looks like they're going to take that quarry side.
Oh no, what is going on? What is going on? What are we seeing right now? What are we seeing right now in boot camp? I think we've got 3 team EXODU coming into the mix. They decided not to go to, and this was what we were saying, the teams on the bottom, they have nothing to lose. And EXODU, they've decided that, we're coming into boot camp to causing a whole lot of trouble. 3 teams in the middle building, 1 round. They cannot die early in this game. They need these points.
Oh, and Team EXODU might just ruin it here for One Round. Because, I mean, One Round has now 2 teams to fight off, and that's definitely not what they would want, unless they squad wipe both teams. In the first zone with 2 points, that is exactly what One Round needs to push up that leaderboard now.
Telling you so much. And One Round already looking to start off with a strong foot. Escano putting in a ton of damage into EXODU. And one thing I know is that Slime 4KT does not like this unless it ends up, against One Round Esports. Because right now, if One Round Esports gets kills at this point, those are 2 kill points up onto their name. So they need this. Our Esports will be getting a huge sigh of relief as Desert Flame Esports will be heading back to the players there with RILA Insider out there in Camp Charlie. Things are about to get crazy, but I'm more concerned about what is going on out here in boot camp. HORZ Esports deciding to just chill to allow all the action happen.
Yeah, One Round has the potential of getting 16 points in boot camp in the first zone if they play it smartly and wipe out both teams.
I mean, it's a huge gamble for all of this, but we're seeing something surprising. It's the Citizens jumping over to Camp Bravo. We don't really see them here. I think this is an intentional drop up against the players there from Team EFX. 11 doing it, a little bit of damage up onto Mercury, but he has to continue with this push. He has to continue on the prowess. Gaudier is down, but these men are chilling. As Nico is going to get that knock up onto 11, things are not heading in the way of the Citizens. Citizens might just be doing the players there from EFX in the favor. As Tadair now has to push up. 2 players lost for the Citizens. Tadair up in a 1v3, cannot get Nico down. And Citizens would be blessing the players there from EFX with more points to put up on the board.
EFX losing a player there, but what a beautiful drop shot there from Nico, getting down that third player from Team Citizens, and now it's all down to Ghost to get either placement points or go in for the violence. Still in bootcamp, still got everyone alive. It's still a HORZ Esports, Team EXODU, and 1 round. Now, even HORZ Esports have won this previously against 1 round. EXODU have proven themselves to be worthy on this level of competition. 1 round has been dominating all through the tournament. So I can't say that whoever's going to step away from this bootcamp alive. It's still anyone's game.
I mean, well, over the last 3 days, we've seen HORZ Esports be the kings of bootcamp, you know. So, I mean, if they are the kings, they know exactly what they're playing. RILA Insider, on the other hand, I still can't say if they are the kings of Camp Charlie, as they have to still fend off the players there from Desert Flame Esports. But man, it's all craziness going on in almost every part of the map. Starting off the game in this manner, in this type of fashion, man, it is an absolute nightmare. A beautiful angle from Zeke to take down one of the players there from Desert Flame Esports. And man, this DBS,
DBSs, man, it comes into play so many times in these close encounters, and they do take him down. And what is interesting, normally RILA Insider has a player on the top hill overwatching and getting those first knocks for the team. This time, Chip couldn't get it, as Desert Flame Esports sent a player up to that same spot that he used to use for that exact position. And I think that was smart by Desert Flame Esports. They must have watched back the streams. They must have figured it out. And they planned ahead and they got it down, actually.
Anyway, HORZ Esports finally finding their way into the main building in boot camp. And Klaus is going to be the first man down for that team. One of the senior fraggers for that one. It's going to be Q going over to 1 round esports, which means they are definitely happy about what is going on here. Our esports are here for the third party. Able to rotate all the way from Painan. Moha trying to steal that Q, but we will not get it. Whoa! And you can just tell that right now. 1 round are pushing for those points. Man, what a gameplay. Kunai is gonna get 1 down, but Cardi Boy will take him down in return, or make that S-Cannon to take him down in return. And 1 round esports are enjoying the company that they have right now as the queues are continuing for them. They are enjoying this, taking in more points. They still have all 4 players alive. EXODU have lost all the players they have in the middle building, as our esports came in for the third party of the century, but the players there from HORZ Esports not willing to give up their boot camp. They're not willing to give up that crown anytime soon.
1 round still can pull up a lot of points here inside bootcamp. Now it's only King Yash and Rebel that is here for HORZ Esports inside the main bootcamp, and they've got Carryboy, Escanor, Knights, and Moa to focus on.
Man, this is going to be crazy. 1 round esports, this is exactly what they need. They need these games to jump to the top of the leaderboard. They need more points than Slime 4KT can get in this game. Early points is or early kills is where you would get so much of those points. And now this is almost looking like default settings that we would normally see in bootcamp, where we see HORZ Esports and 1 round esports in the middle building in bootcamp trying to fight things out.
1 round so far, playing this very good, but there goes 4KT in a kill feed as well. Not something that you want to see from 4KT. One of their players do get knocked, and 1 round will probably be happy about that. They got 9 seconds to get as much points as possible. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Can they get another kill in? Where's the zone going to move up to? Yep, definitely going to go east. Looks like we're going to have another quarry side finish, maybe.
This is looking like a game that would be so nice for the players there from Team Apex, especially given their positioning on that northeastern edge of the circle, right? The players there from Citizens, or they have just one more player, Bego, would also be looking to enjoy that one. But Slime 4KT, you can say that this is an attempt to get those early kills. But HORZ Esports coming in 3 knocks now on the side of 1 round. And man, HORZ Esports, what are you on? One player is going to be left for HORZ Esports as 1 round. Already looking to be smelling their demise right now. One player would be left for 1 round esports, or maybe that is going to be all. No, not yet. As it's going to be Mohawk getting spotted by Rebel, and HORZ Esports would end the round for 1 round. 1 round only able to get 8 points from that fight. For HORZ Esports surviving till the end.
Beautifully done there by HORZ Esports. Definitely did not expect that against a full 1 round team with only 2 members from HORZ Esports left. But man, now we're focusing on 4KT. They've got Desert Flames Esports there in the distance, just on the bridge. And Desert Flames Esports is still focusing onto RILA Insider, Trip, the last remaining player. It looks like they hear the shots. So they're coming in for that third party. They're going to wait out in for whoever's going to win and get those kills in.
Exactly, but right now, the last player from EXODU pushing into the main building, but the Kings of Boot Camp, they are willing to accept any visitor of 5 kills, and I believe that will multiply to 10 kills for HORZ Esports, if I'm not mistaken, because these kills were gotten in the second circle. So, man, I tell you, the players there from HORZ Esports, they enjoyed that feast, but our esports now, they are here to enjoy the players there from Mad Knight, as they will be getting those knocks to connect all the way from Uptown. It's Drago putting in the work.
Or esports definitely want to pull up a little bit more points here as well. Look at that leaderboard. Blackjack Esports already on 8 points. Our esports leading there with 2 points. Desert Flames Esports on 7 points. FX on 6. Man, it's just insane here. These underdogs, not the top dogs, are coming in and they are raking up these kills. And they're changing that leaderboard every single game.
Man, I'm telling you, that leaderboard will continue to dance, and that is exactly what we're seeing as we see fights getting started. I do see Team EFX having a couple of Q points to their name, thankful to the Citizen boys who landed on them. But Team Apex, they're having a whole lot of fun in there. They're positioned in the circle. But right now, everyone in boot camp and in the boot camp area has to leave boot camp, and this is where it's going to be trouble for the Kings of boot camp. And like I always say, right, getting into boot camp, fighting in boot camp is the easy part. Leaving boot camp is where the problem starts.
Oh, yes. Team Apex here has their eyes on to Team Apex. Can they get that squad wipe? It is all down to Mercury and Nico. Now, Nico did a beautiful drop shot. Can he do it again? Oh, and he's getting peppered here from behind. They have one on Overwatch. And in comes all day. Nico does go down. And it's all down to Mercury, the last remaining player. Can Team Apex pull up a little bit more kills here? It is only Mercury currently left. It's Mercury. Oh, beautiful little side swipe there. Just testing that player out.
Man, and we already saw coming into this game that, you know, Sanhok is one of those stronger maps for the side there of Team Apex. And I like the Morty play coming through from Mercury, trying to buy himself a little bit of time so the Team Apex boys will not be able to push. But you don't need ground to push, as the players there from Team Apex will get the last kills onto EFX, sending them back into the lobby. But EFX able to grab 6 points before they went back into the lobby. They will be happy about that one.
And it looked like Blackjack Esports who heard those shots. They're moving in closer towards those shots, towards Camp Bravo, and they're going to run right into Camp Bravo there.
Yeah, Blackjack Esports had so much fun taking out the players there from Epic Bullet there in How, where they had that hot drop, which is why they have 8 points to their name, just in case anyone is wondering. And now they're already looking to have a killer start up into this game. And given that they got 109 points or 107 points, I believe, overall on the leaderboards, if they continue with this trend of having pop-up games, high-Q games out here in the lobby, man, they might just be able to, you know, crawl their way into that top 4, maybe even the top 3.
And it looks like Vigo, yeah. He hears Blackjack Esports running right here next to him, and he's not moving at all, just waiting for him to pass him so they can get a little bit more placement points. Blood Brothers getting one knocked and firsted in these rotations right next to Desert Flames Esports. And Mataro just going, the Beard does go down. Beautiful spray there from Nagato.
And things are not even looking good for the side of they started playing today. They started off with a hot drop out there in the day. They were able to win that one, but they had to ward off third party coming through from the side of Slime 4KT. And now they have to deal with gatekeeping coming through from the side there of 8R Esports. They're able to make it away with 2 players though, but I'm telling you, in these type of zones, you do not want to have only 2 players left. So Enigma, if you see this next zone, my goodness God, you would know that Sanhok is about to get crazy.
Oh, yes, there's still a lot of high grounds left for these teams to come into. And then Saya Kampong is still empty. And here comes Blackjack Esports now. They got the first knock onto Team Apex. This might just be it for Team Apex. Blackjack Esports just went all Super Saiyan tonight. And they're coming in for every single kill and point they can find.
Man, you can already tell that he switched that dial. Super Saiyan, like you said, them man are OP, them man are anxious. Oh, sorry, I said anxious. Them man are angry, them man are on fire. And you can see Zion is willing to let the blue zone cover him in order to get these 2 kills as Team Apex now. Having Blessing and Professor, the last 2 players left, they might not just be able to survive this wonderful gatekeeping that is coming through from them. But both teams cannot spend too much time on this side of the circle. That is 500 meters that they have to run. And there's only 1 vehicle in sight. And I don't even think that vehicle can be used. If anyone tries to get that vehicle, that's going to be a GG's.
Oh, and Cage does get knocked by MG. Apex losing another player. They are just hunting them down at the moment here. Gatekeeping them. It's all down to Blessin and Professor, with Zane already there right in front of them, just waiting for them. There's no way that Team Apex can rotate either right, left, center, back, 360 around without getting spotted.
Man, and this is where it even gets crazy because Team Apex cannot even attempt to go for the heal strat as they are very low on that health section. Blackjack Esports, they are being as patient as ever. They are willing to sacrifice these 2 players. They left 2 players to deal with these 2 players there from Team Apex. But if I were to be Blackjack, and I think they finally realized that, you know what, I think leaving 1 player alone would be enough. But Professor does look to be up to something here.
They did send Last Hope towards zone, so Blackjack Esports have 3 players overwatching these guys, and they do get that 1 knock. It's all down to Blessing, and looks like he's just going to book it backwards, or deeper and deeper into the zone. And I mean, if you know what's up and you know you got no chance, rather have them chase you in the blue zone. Take out a couple of teams with you. With only Last Hope that's currently inside of zone with NG's short on his.
Oh my God, what is this zone shift? As we get the zone shift, practicing social distancing from every single team in the lobby, moving all the way to that eastern edge. Kampong is in the zone, and if you know Kampong, you know that is a big city in Sanhok. Everyone would like to be there, but Cyclone Shield, though, this will be their chance. We saw them have a pop-up game in Sanhok yesterday, or at least a considerably good game in Sanhok yesterday, and we're now boiled down to the question of can they do it again today? Oh no, the Blood
Brothers, they are out. Unfortunately, so Team Apex, Team EXODU, the Blood Brothers, RILA Insiders, Team FX, and 1 round has all been eliminated so far.
Man, and we can already see rotations coming in through. Everyone is looking for a way to get into the next zone. Kampong does happen to be a city that has a lot of hills surrounding it, but at the same time, you would prefer to be in that city. Maybe just have a good compound, a good camping position for you to be in, because I mean, right now, you need those points, as many as you can get.
Cyclone Shield Esports might just run right into our Esports right here in front of them. Mad Knights making their way slowly, almost there on the edge of zone, but right behind them, they still got Citizens and Blackjack Esports coming in. Oh, and look at it, beautiful sprays, limited sight through the trees. All he saw was this, a pixel out of place, spread in that position and getting that damage in. And Cyclone Shield Esports, they lose a player.
Yeah, and that is exactly what we love to see from a player like Spider, right? We saw that man climb his way into the top 3, Q leaderboards yesterday, and that man is able to show us exactly why he's part of those Q leaders, getting that beautiful elimination with the 6x scope. A Cyclone Shield now. Drago has been spotted on that rotation. Danny Brown is onto something, but he doesn't know the exact idea. Drago out there in the grass, he sees Danny Brown, takes a little bit of shot. Danny Brown is able to spot him, gets him out of the floor, and Cyclone Shield will be happy to claim another Q point to their name.
Beautifully done there. Oh, MG from Blackjack Esports getting knocked in at distance as well. Knocked and firsted by a nade. So Blackjack Esports and Phoenix goes down. Not looking like very good for Blackjack Esports at the moment. Mad Knights still focusing on pushing in for the rest of Blackjack Esports. Now, Zane is still way off in a distance. There's no way he's going to come in for that revive or actually get into zone. He's just going to hold it out there inside the blue zone, get as much placement points as he can. But the Mad Knights, they need to focus on zone. Citizens have already passed them inside the zone.
And this is why I was saying, like, the players there from Blackjack Esports, ooh, nice, should have just left one player there for the gatekeep and, onto Team Apex, because right now they decided to put in 3 players and now it wasn't worth it. When they needed numbers advantage the most, it did not work out for them. But the same thing can be said about the side there for Black Cobra as they lose their lives trying to keep out these players there from Cyclone Shield. Black Cobras do go out. Cyclone Shield left with just one more player, Manny Whitey, to hold things up as this zone continues to move to the south. And Slime 4KT would be ever so thankful for the positioning of this next zone.
Yeah, currently 4KT, still a full man team, only 1 kill, but they're definitely going for a chicken dinner. They make it into that zone, and they've only got HORZ Esports to focus on. And Cyclone Shield Esports now finally going out as well. Blackjack Esports gets eliminated as well. And we're down to our 6 last teams remaining. It's Team Citizens, Team Black Cobra. It's Desert Flames Esports, still 6 squad and Flacco left. Storm 4KT and his team for the rest of 4KT and HORZ Esports.
Man, and I've just got to admire and point it out that Black Cobra still has a full squad alive, and we all know that when it comes to PUBG Mobile, having all 4 players alive plays a huge role in how confident and how well you would end the game. But anyway, Slime 4KT holding it up on that southern edge. They're looking quite all right. HORZ Esports out there also in Kampong, as everybody finds themselves now in Kampong. It's not a matter of who's going to push up onto who, as shots will be going out from pretty much every single place in the circle.
Yeah, 4KT can gatekeep a lot of teams still on the outside there. Because Black Cobra, the only team currently outside of zone, with the Mad Knights slowly pushing on in. And they're going to run right into the scopes of Pronto here, watching that mountain, as well as Zeus. I'm pretty sure Pronto saw the team rotating there, giving the info to his team, and everyone is just now focusing on that team that needs to make their way into the zone.
And in situations like this where you have 5 teams alive and just 13 players, this is the point where you know that all you have to do at this point is gather as much information as possible. Look around the map, try to see where you've got players coming in, try to see where you have players staying outside, try to know the position of everyone as the zone does move again, and Mad Knights will find himself going out into the lobby. Desert Flame, with the crazy level of consistency, able to find himself in a top 4 situation again, but Slime 4KT still looking up and strong with all 3 players alive right now in this 3v2 situation that we've got going on in the game. Oh, actually, we have to put before 2 because, the Black Cobras, they're still alive, but they still have to run within those open fields to get into the circle.
Exactly, not looking very good for Black Cobra at the moment. And then Pronto that gets that knock. Beautiful single taps here from Pronto. Gets down Dar, and now the rest of the team are coming down. Can he get another one down? Oh, what beautiful sprays from 4KT. They do get another one down. And now Black Cobra down to the last 2 players. It's all Harmony and Spider.
I'm telling you, there's one thing.
And dipping.
Yeah, if there's one thing the side here from Black Cobra is going to do, they will grab all those revives just in order to deny the Q points onto the side there from Slime 4KT. But it does look like Slime 4KT will continue to lay so much pressure, and even Desert Flame helping them out with that one, as they're looking not to allow any of these players there from the Black Cobra find a way into the circle. We're down to still the last 4 teams alive as the players there from Black Cobra begin to lose players, the team there from Black Cobras begin to lose players one after the other. And right now, like I said, information gathering is crazy. Zeus, what are you on?
Zeus trying to jump shot there, blind, and he's actually hitting, doing a lot of damage from that side. Now 4KT, 3-man team up, HORZ Esports 2, Desert Flames Esports 2, and Cobra down to their last player as Spider gets knocked. It's all down to Harmony. He does have a little bit of a small, right field road that he's laying next to. Now, everyone knows exactly where he is. It's no secret. But can he actually make his way further into zone?
I would tell you early bird, that is not going to happen. That man has too much of a distance to cover in order to make it into that circle. Slime 4KT holding a very wonderful position in the circle. Same thing can be said about HORZ Esports, as now HORZ Esports has to focus on keeping the players there from Desert Flame out of the circle. But you can see Rebel is just pushing away, trying to get himself to a good angle that would also not be within grenadeable distance. But I don't know, Flacco, he does seem to have a thing about finding players. There's grenades already being thrown out, and Desert Flame, now is the time where they have to challenge themselves. They might have to run and gun in order to make it into that next circle.
Yeah, it might be anyone's game. If they can get a knock or two onto 4KT, then other two teams might just have a chance. But as we know, Flacco does go down to Harmony from COBRA on the outside in the blue. Gets down Flacco before he goes out. And now it's all down to Desert Flame Esports, HORZ Esports, and 4KT.
The spoiler of the century goes over to Hamodi, but Slime 4KT are aware of this positioning or this motion coming through from Desert Flame Esports. Grenade already going out into that direction. Slime know exactly where these last players are, and you can just see them launching the grenades. And once again, Slime 4KT get the zone. HORZ Esports do not have the zone. Desert Flame Esports do not have the zone. And this is already looking like a good game for Slime 4KT. Desert Flame able to grab their revives up, but HORZ Esports, they're being too quiet at this point. You need to get, you need to get active.
Yeah, currently 4KT has the best chance to actually win this game, unless the nades and the mollies and the throwables get a knock or two. But just look at them constantly changing positions, trying to find angles there. Beautiful molly there into No Mercy, but not getting that damage. Oh, they do take down Zeus. That is a huge blow for 4KT. They need to get a revive in as quickly as possible. But Desert Flames Esports needs to start pushing in as well. They do go for that revive pronto. Storm coming in for some backup. Oh, and what a nade! And he naded himself.
Oh my god, it was a solo nade.
It was a solo nade. Flacco just naded him and his teammate. So Desert Flames Esports just took out Desert Flames Esports. Okay, that happens, especially at this level. And it's HORZ versus 4KT.
Anyway, Storm actually has to hold up in a 1v1 situation actually against one of the players there from HORZ Esports. Rebel goes down to that beautiful solo suicide nade from Zeus. And Slime 4KT are looking for that last player there from HORZ Esports. Zeus very low on HP. They find the knock. They find it there. Slime 4KT with the second one of the night.
And that is it. 4KT is going all the way. They are here to win the African Elite Championships Grand Finale with another chicken dinner in the bag.
Man, and that is going to be setting them away from the side there of one round, but I cannot even say that yet. Plaza, I have to point this out. There's something going on. Plaza, fine, he did go out early in the attempts to, gatekeep, Blackjack Esports, but still, 0 kills, 0 damage, and Zeus. That man is on to something. He continues to rack up the numbers on the board. 5 kills. This is a carry.
Yeah, Zeus definitely has the best gaming chair that Africa has to offer. It's all in the gaming chair. That it has to be it. I don't know. I've got no idea what happened to Zeus, or maybe he got himself a sponsor, maybe Red Bull or something. But that man is just his eye is in. He doesn't miss.
Anyway, Slime 4KT were able to get 7 points from kills and 10 from placement. That is 17 points. But on the other hand, one round we're able to get 8 points, which means that lead is still not a solid lead. No one can relax. But Enigma, we have one more game left in the grand finale.
One final game, and I mean it is now all or nothing. If one round goes out early, we know who our champions is. If 4KT goes out early, that is we might know who our champions is, depending on how one round does. But man, this is close. I've never seen a tournament this close with this level of skill before, and it's still anyone's game. I can't put my money on it and say 4KT is definitely the champion so far.
Exactly, because we know exactly what one pop-off game can do. Thank you so much for wonderful casting, Enigma. I'll be right back with you. I've just got to break things down out here with Aec Einstein.
See you soon.
Well,
wow. I
yeah. But before we even
Yeah.
run over to Slime, right, I just want to point out Desert Flame Esports with their
Mm.
consistency today. It is nice
Yeah.
to see. They had a rough run coming into this last Sanhok game because they had a hot drop against RILA Insider. They had to
Yeah.
fend off third party from the players there from Slime 4KT. They also had to watch out for gatekeeping coming through from ATAR Esports and having to even make it into Kampong. It is only nice to see that the stress, there was so much stress that even
Was
got them grenading themselves.
cells like that last grenade. Everyone was like, "Oh, what a grenade!" Wait, what a suicide? You know, when it happened, there it was really, really bizarre. And sometimes that pressure can get to you in the final zone. But my oh my, Slime Full KT, Isaac Einstein called it. These guys are the kings of Sanhok.
Man, and you've just got to look at this head-to-head that we've got on the screen. HORZ Esports able to come out on top, especially in the damage factor, in the kill factor, and that is heavily based on the fact that they had two teams land on them in boot camp, and they were
Yeah.
able to capitalize on that advantage. They were able to get a piece from both teams, and that was just wonderful to see because you could just see 6 knockouts coming out from them, but they got 10 elimination points. That just goes to show you that these guys were able to do the work and do all of the damage. Slime 4KT not receiving so much damage, and you can just tell that they were able to maneuver their way into the circle. I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, Slime 4KT trying to get a good game. One Round Esports is also out there still doing that. They've been averaging about 4 kills today.
Yeah, they have been averaging about 4 kills today. But you know what's interesting between these two Slime 4KT and One Round is they're basically looking at each other. Slime 4KT, the moment he realizes One Round is out, they're very comfortable, they're very relaxed, and all they're gonna go for replacement points. And then
Exactly.
their best attribute kicks in, that is rotated into the zone. They know how to rotate into the zone really well, but they will be under pressure if they have to rotate and still get kills. But here's the situation where they don't have to get kills; they only just have to rotate and get the chicken with the dinner. And so they did that absolutely perfectly well.
Exactly, and Blackjack Esports not lacking in anything in this game as they were
Mhm.
able to get 11 kill and elimination points up on the board. It is
Ooh,
finally
Red
time
Bell.
that we get to see another face in the MVP. This man
This
was
guy.
absolutely crucial to the winning of the fight out there in boot camp, as we saw him putting so much damage onto the players that landed up against them. 715 damage being done by that one player, and he was able to clutch up that final kill onto Eskimo from 1 round.
Yeah, that was a really, really strange matchup what they had there. But that boot camp fight, Rebel did a lot of fighting there, make sure the team survived, and that was a brilliant, brilliant gameplay from him.
Yeah, and that was something that I really enjoyed to see. It is nice to see another player out here, and he was able to grab his teammates, carry his teammates, and tell him, you know what, we have to hold it up to the end of this game. Able to survive for 22 minutes and 59 seconds, just 1 second away from 23 minutes for survival time. But anyway, the top players in the lobby, the top fraggers, we see Zeus still out there with 5 elimination points, and that man, I can already tell that I think he's already above Escano, but I don't want to call it too early because Escano also got a couple of kills out there in that Sanhok game. But I'm seeing a lot of Desert Flame out here. Flacco
Yeah,
does not want to give Building this title. He's like, I'm
at
here for you.
all. And the only way he building his B team is with the damage. At this point, and the survival time is even less than that of Flacco. So Flacco is really pushing up there in terms of the top players for this particular matchup. But maybe when we put everything together, Flacco might be a bit ahead of a building.
Yeah, two things that I'm happy to see here would be Tyson from the Mad Knights making it here, and also Zayn from Blackjack Esports also making it here. And I say that because Mad Knights realizes that their position on the leaderboard is currently being threatened by Blackjack Esports, and you can see that they're like, you know what, we're not going to be sleeping and allow Blackjack Esports to overtake us. But that was a wonderful matchup coming through from Blackjack Esports. At this point, I think Blackjack Esports is already way ahead because I mean, getting Zayn on the top of the top fragger leaderboards for this game, it's kind of puts them ahead, puts them in a good position.
Absolutely, and Zayn is a really, really good player, and so getting him into that situation gives him confidence. And you can clearly see that the Blackjacks and the Desert Flames have really changed the way they've been playing in the previous days. They have been more aggressive, they've been more assertive, and now they're showing a bit more consistency across the maps.
I'm telling you, mental gameplay coming through from these teams that we've seen out here in Sanhok. I wanted chaos in Sanhok, and that is exactly what I saw. Starting straight
Oh
off the
yes.
bat with the hot drops that we saw, that one happening in boot camp. Cyclone Shit not quite able to ride the storm like they normally would do, because I mean they didn't get hot dropped in Paradise, but unfortunately they were not just able to rotate quite early into the circle. And I would understand why they would have hesitated a little bit, because if a team has been hot dropping you for a while and then you get into the next game and
Yeah.
you're not getting hot drop, you kind of feel that anxiety. You kind of feel like, oh, someone is watching you, but little did they know that there was no one actually watching them going into that matchup.
And just like we called it, Crowns, Slime 4 KT, they are very, very predictable and very consistent in that matter. They landed in the furthest part of the circle, made sure they always land in the round rooms in Sammy. That's their sport right there. And I'm surprised nobody really picked it up. But where they found themselves wondering was when they met Desert Flames right there in the beginning, just around camp. What's it called? Come Charlie. And that fight there was really, really tough fight for them. But they were 3-man squad, and they made sure you see what's interesting with Slime 4KT is they realized that fight was too much for them, and so they gave themselves room. They left the fight and then prepared for a counter. And that is what you want to expect from a top team.
Yeah, I think what Slime 4KT tried to do in that early phases of the game was the fact that when the game started, they saw the players there from one round on the kill feed. And they're like, okay, if one round is getting kills, we need to also double those kills and do the same. And that's why they headed over to Camp Charlie to try to fight Desert Flame. But in the middle of that fight, they read the kill feed, saw one round out, and then they're like, you know what? Let's
be out of here.
We can get more points. Exactly. And that is exactly what they did. Covered into the circle from the south. Like, for a team that plays so much from the north, it is very impressive to see Slime 4KT play so well from the south. It kind of wonders, like, okay, really where's their weakness?
These guys are really good. Like I said, their biggest strength is positioning, and positioning is what will give you advantage in this game. So they've always got an advantage in this game because the way they position themselves for fight and the way they can predict the circle is top notch, and that alone can literally get you the game.
I'm telling you, and indeed that was what got them the game. Out here, the positioning from them, maneuvering their way in through the buildings out there in Kampong. I told you Kampong is a big place. And out here, I told you at that point in the game, I'm like, this is the point where you just have to continue gathering as much information as possible. And then they were just waiting for this fight between HORZ Esports and Desert Flame to go on around. And Desert Flame going out, unfortunately, to a self-grenade at this point of the circle was an absolute nightmare for them. HORZ Esports tried to hold it up, but man, Zeus threw this very deadly grenade. It almost took himself out, but fortunately it was a good grenade. Got down one of the players there from HORZ Esports, and they were able to grab that winner chicken dinner in that final 3v1 engagement against HORZ.
Absolutely, and it was really, really disappointing to see COBRA Dems come through the rice field there, because that rice field is an open field. There's nothing there. So for them to go through that place instead of going through the buildings where they had cover, that was really disappointing, because they could have caused a lot of mayhem for HORZ Esports and Slime, but they chose to come through the main door, which was a rice field. There was literally nothing there, and they just opened up a lot of fight. And then they got into a fight with Desert Flame, and that I gave Slime the assurance, okay, there's a team on the right, there's a team in front of us. But they were not sure where HORZ was, so they were trying using grenades. But the moment HORZ also pushed Desert Flame, they had an idea of where everybody was. Then they were comfortable. Then they made sure that they just had to see the game over, and brilliant stuff from them.
Yeah, exactly. And right now, I'm just even more excited to see the match rankings, how many points these teams were able to get in this last Sanhok game. Because, I mean, man, Desert Flame, even despite not winning the game, they were able to get 18 total points to their name. That is one thing that we love to see. And we know Desert Flame coming into this tournament, they've always been doing, 13, they've always been focused more on the elimination points rather than the placement points. And once again, they've come in today to do many of that. That is wonderful to see from them. Slime 4KT out there in second place, or getting second place overall, 17 points on the board, still enough. But like I said, one round Esports getting just as many points, and they're still keeping up that gap. But there's two teams that have not even really been saying. I mean, 8R Esports have not done the best today. They've been having bad games.
They've been having bad games upon bad games. It looks like they're becoming overly complicit and you're jumping in so many hotspots. When sometimes when you're having a bad game, you just gotta drop in a place where you can cool off a bit, get some real good loot, so you can actually get into a fight with a bit of a higher probability of winning a fight. Then after winning a fight, you can get that comfortability in terms of fighting. Then you can start moving in and around people. But these guys are jumping in hotspots and they're getting really bad guns and they're getting really bad positionings, and their confidence is just way below the belt.
Yeah, and ADR Esports coming into today with they were in fourth place. It almost looked like they had no competition, but with these bad games coming through from them and the good games coming from the side of Blackjack Esports, it might not just play out so well for them. And for the first time, we get to see good healing points in Sanhok. This is the most I've seen in a while. 6,443 total healing coming in Sanhok. So much airdrop looted, and Sanhok just wants to compete for the map that has the longest kill distance. 307 being done right now.
Right, for a small map, there sure is a lot of long kills.
I'm telling you, so many players using a lot of bullets in this game as they did not use so much throwables. We only saw 60 throwables coming in today. 59 knockouts, 58 total kills. That is beautiful numbers, especially given the fact that we entered the game with 64 players to start things off. That was wonderful to see. 6 total headshots, accuracy on point. And this is something that we enjoy to see. But I've got to say something. Isaac, that was the third game. We are heading into the last game of the day.
Yes, we are. And let me tell you something. I don't need to be a rocket scientist to tell you we kind of know who's winning.
One thing I just want to tell you right now is, or one thing I want to ask, are we going to see the same trend we've seen from Slime 4KT? Yesterday, all these days, they've had bad last games. Do you think if that happens again, one round, what do you think, Isaac?
These guys are smart, and I know they're going to be doing the right thing. The right thing to do right now is not go for kills. The right thing to do in this last map is to go for placement points, because those ones are guaranteed. So what's going to be happening from Slime 4K is they're going to land pretty far and then moving slowly into the zone, waiting for the opportunity to get inside. Absolutely. I can bet my life on it.
Alrighty, that being said, I'm gonna have to send you away as I have to bring in Enigma once again so we can get crazy in Erangel. Enigma, we are going back home.
The last
we are going home.
Final game. This is it. This is it. What we've been waiting for. I can't believe it. 4KT, BGE, 4KT. 2 chicken dinners for 4KT, 1 for Blackjack Esports. It's 1 game remaining, and it is another Erangel match. You think 4KT can pull off another Erangel chicken dinner?
I'm not even gonna say what I think because I'm not about to cast across anybody. I'm just gonna watch this game on a neutral ground. But speaking of neutral grounds, I really would like to see a pop-off game from Cyclone Shield. They've not had the best of games today, which means they're not in that top 8. I can tell you from one, they're not in that top 8. I'm pretty sure the players there from EFX will probably be in that top location. But right now, I think the players here from Slime 4KT will be very thankful for the type of playing path that they have, because this type of playing path prevents them from getting hot dropped in Yasmaya. So all they just have to do is land, find vehicles, go to their regular drop spots, and enjoy the rest of this game.
And all they have to do is just hold off 1 round. That's it. Get as much placement points, focus on the end game, and just hold on. Do not go out early and lose 0 points, because that's going to give 1 round. If they have a banger of a game, I don't know. But then again, always the final game of Erangel has been Desert Flames Esports. They just went mental in every last Erangel game so far in this tournament. So I want to see them do that again in this tournament, in this final game. Just go all out and show us what they can do.
Now, while this play path might actually be one that favors 4KT in terms of, rotation. Oh, what is on? In terms of rotation, right? It also favors the side there from one round because now they have so many teams they can clear out on that, western side of the circle. They've got Apex in the hospital, they've got Desert Flame just out there in the outskirts of Gatka, they have HORZ Esports also in the vicinity, and we know one thing: one round esports are coming into this game, this final game, with so much anger. They will be activating their inner craziness as we see Citizens make a surprising run to the military island, and Team EFX will be looking for Cyclone Shield once again in pre-mosque. If I'm CLS, I'm deep in from this fight.
I actually want to see Cyclone Shield Esports win again against EFX here, right inside Primos. They did it before with a 3-man team. Can they do it again here with a full team now?
I don't know. It does look like they're looking to answer me because they want to get out of here. I mean, with only pistols, there's only so much you can do. Derry, you've got to be careful though.
It would have been good for them to get 4 points early, because that would have been 8 points in total for first zone, 4 kills. Apart from that, looks like in Pachinki, we have a new team entering Pachinki.
Really? Do we now? Oh my god, I can already tell what team it will be, because I mean, I don't see Exodus out there in the military island. I could tell that in the last 2 games, they're like, you know what, we've pretty much, not done the best. And right now, Exodus are only coming here to try to spoil the game for the teams in this lobby. But Mad Knights, they are going to be welcoming them with open arms as they get that first kill onto one of the players there from Team Exodus. Reckless and Kunai will be the last 2 players left to hold things up, to hold down the fort for them. But I don't know, man. Mad Knights, they've been the king of Pochinki. And one thing we know, when it comes to these kind of hot drops, the kings that we've been seeing are always the one, winning the overall fight. Our Esports looking to just play quietly, wait for this fight to happen between Exodus and Mad Knights.
Yeah, maybe they're taking a little bit of notes, watching how Team Exodus will do against Mad Knights, as Team Owl has always lost here inside Pachinki. Now, if I were Esports, I would have chosen a different drop location by now, but they have been set on Pachinki.
I'm telling you, if I were to be all out, I'd probably hot drops maybe like Apex, or maybe one round, or maybe HORZ Esports, maybe even Blackjack Esports, right? But unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing that one happen out here, as our Esports are bent on making a statement out here in Pochinki. And I can tell you one thing, right? If our Esports wins this fight in Pochinki on this last game, they'll probably be like, you know what? We are the true kings of Pochinki. Maybe if we had more games, we'd have been able to show you that. But I'm looking at that kill feed, and I just saw something that I don't really like. Cyclone Shield already going down, but the full set starts. Exodus up against our Esports.
HORZ, Exodus, Reckless is quite low, and they do get one down, but down goes Reckless as well. It's a knock on both sides. Beautiful, and Team Exodus all get wrecked out. It is Mad Knights all over, and now Mad Knights are focusing on our Esports. They do take down Boyka. It's down to Drago and Weirdo, and again, Weirdo, always the last one left. He still has
a cockroach.
He's a cockroach, man. Drago did get 2 kills for his team, but Weirdo always surviving. Oh my gosh, and that nade from the Beast almost taking out Weirdo. Doing a lot of damage. You can see there the Beast starting to push on in. It's the Beast and King Gammon focusing on Weirdo.
Telling you what a beautiful angle Weirdo is holding up there on the top of that building as they would continue up on the push. Drago not coming in for the support as he's looking to probably run away from this fight if anything goes south. Grenades being thrown downstairs to try to, delay the push. But it's most likely not going to happen as our Esports Weirdo is getting overwhelmed by the numbers coming through and pushing him. They get him down. Drago turns his back on that fight and is like, okay, I'm out of here. But then things that I saw on the Q feed, EFX getting started and one round going for the push up onto Team Apex is a wonderful play to actually get themselves a couple of points on the board.
Oh, it looks like they're trying to get away from there, but it is Moha trying to... Oh, they can't get us straight out here. They have the skills. If you can only get an angle on that vehicle.
GG's.
And there comes the spray.
GG's. No way that they win this.
No way.
If he won that, after getting off that vehicle, I would have gone crazy. Anyways, Roach holding up his end as that is a 1v3 now. He's gotten 3 players down from EFX. Derry is also there to help him out in a little bit of situation. If Molly lands up onto Roach, he's going to touch him, I believe, or maybe not. But Pyro will be the last one left for Team EFX as Cyclone Shield. They do look to be defending their home a little bit well today. Or in this last game, they've lost 2 players already. Oh my god, but EFX have lost 3. Wow.
Yeah, beautifully done there by Roach, getting down 3 players all on his own with Derry supporting there from a distance. Beautiful overwatch there from Derry, but it's all Pyro at the moment. that's left for EFX. And it's not looking good with the nades and everything that's coming in. Derry has a nade in his hands, cooked and ready. And Spyro jumps out and makes his way out of Severny.
Primus, I'm gonna call out and I'm gonna bring out my toxicity. That is oh my god, can I say the word? Can I say the B word here? But that is literally a bitch move, EFX. If you run away from this fight, that is a bitch move. You have to push up onto that fight, finish what you started, because now it's a 1v2. You can take the 1v2, I know about it. So Pyro, if I were to be you, I'm not gonna run away from here. And I think Pyro understands that he has to see it through. You've got to see it through, my boy. As Cyclone Shield are looking frantically for this last player, Roach and Derry. Whatever you do, do not vault the window, I beg you.
I think Pyro heard you. He's here to make his stand. As Roach comes on in, it's Roach versus Pyro. Jump shots all over. UP's in hand. But in comes Derry for the support. Derry with a beautiful jump there across. But it's Roach around the corner. And it is Derry with a jump shot that will get the final kill. And they win Remorse.
I think the scores and the counts today, it's actually 2-2 as Citizens find themselves in a little bit of an entanglement with the players there from Black Cobra. Godier finds himself down, and the Sleazens boy is down to oh my goodness, you do not kill a god in that manner, my guy. You just run a god over. Spider, come on. These players are having
using his spider sense.
Oh no, this is the South against the West right now. RILA Insider coming in for the third party onto Cyclone Shield. Get in your vehicles, get out of here. Yo!
This is quite interesting to see from RILA Insider pushing into the blue for a team.
And this is a smart move, if you ask me, from RILA Insider, because if there's one thing that could prevent them from entering into top 8, it is Cyclone Shield, right? So they're out here to just make sure they're cleaning up Cyclone Shield before they try to get into the zone. But Cyclone Shield, they're heavily battered from that last engagement with the players there from EFX. Oh my god. I feel so bad.
Oh, play gets knocked beautifully done by Cyclone Shield Esports, but look at Coco there with the vehicle way behind, doing a very wide rotation, but Derry has spotted him, and that's now all currently RILA Insiders versus Cyclone Shield. Oh, and Derry does get knocked. It's not looking good for Cyclone Shield Esports. We've got a northern zone shift closer there to the center of next to school at the moment. And Rozok, looks like we might just have a Rozok, maybe even a Severny open mountain final zone. 4KT already in there, but it's now all down to the final player as Derry does get confirmed.
It's going to be a grenade to take him out. That one lands, and that is going to be a GG's. Oh, Cyclone Shield going out. But Blackjack Esports, though, getting started with the side there from 1 round. Oh my god, 1 round is out. What they call 11
and points. That is it. I think we do have our champions. We'll have to see what the leaderboard says. But I think we know who our champions is going to be.
And I can tell you guys in the chats, you're about to see the rampage of Slime 4KT. Because they saw that. They saw that on the Q feed. They know exactly what has happened. And they know that the only thing they can do right now is get as crazy, get as toxic, get as excited as they want to right now. I mean, MVP is up for grabs. Top Fragger is up for grabs for them. And even the total win of the tournament is literally up for grabs for them. They can misbehave anyhow.
No one, even the third team on the leaderboard, if they get a massive 20-bomb chicken dinner, it still won't be enough to overtake 4KT at this moment.
I'm telling you, Slime 4KT pretty much are going to make a run for it as we can see them. Like I said, you're about to see the rampage of Slime. Look at how much they're separated from each other. Look how much they're driving around, because right now they're just looking for whoever is going to shoot at them, and they're just looking to have as much fun as they can.
Desert Flames Esports still off there, way off in a distance, right behind 4KT, but it's all 4KT at the moment, looking for that compound. Looks like they want to take this compound away from the Blood Brothers. Will they do so?
Man, will they do so? That is the question. But I mean, we pretty much know what is going on the top of the leaderboards. Right now, we now have to question ourselves for what is now going to happen on the bottom of the leaderboards, or maybe even the middle of the leaderboards. The 8R brothers, or 8R Esports, they're looking to stay strong. But Blackjack Esports already putting up numbers on the board. They already have up to 6 elimination points on the board. And you know that Blackjack Esports want to continue to extend their lead. And I feel like Black Cobra are looking at using this game to get themselves, at least one chicken dinner in this tournament.
Oh, they might possibly just do so. But currently, Blackjack Esports has been very, very impressive all throughout tonight, as well as Desert Flames Esports. I mean, even in the previous game, in the Sanhok match, they actually won the Sanhok match based on points alone, with the amount of kills and the placement they've gathered just on that Sanhok match. But it was 4KT ultimately getting that chicken dinner.
Man, I just want to say that I feel like Cyclone should able to get 8 points in this game. It's kind of good. They'll probably be on that top 10 spot, maybe not top 8, but I've just got to say, man, Cyclone should, they gave it a good run. They had a very good run. But this last day, it did look like EFX were right on their tail. They had to deal with EFX in all the games today.
And Mad Knights as well, they're on top of the leaderboard already on 10 points with their 5 kills in the first zone, raking up 10 points in total for their team.
Man, and now they're running the players there from Team Epic Bullets running straight up into Slime on the rotational cluster. And I'm telling you, I tell you, Slime 4KT, they're looking for anyone. I won't be surprised if they continue up on this car chase onto Epic Bullets, but they're going to stop. Try to gather a little bit of more information, as Zeus is definitely aware of where this player is. He's looking for him, but there's a little bit of a cover fire coming in from behind. And the player is like,
what a beautiful tap.
Oh! What a play. But this
they do have Zodiac right there below them. But in goes Plaza. Plaza wants to end this all. Plaza's pushing on right in. And he's not right in front of him. Almost going down. And he does take him down. Plaza.
I told you guys. I know these players way too well. I know that the instance they saw one round eliminated, look at Storm. That is the most reckless thing you could do in the game. Boldly crossing that bridge. He knows there's a player. He's feeling very confident because, like I said, all they just want to do is have as much fun as possible. As Storm takes in some shots, he lands up onto Zodiac, and GG's Epic Bullets as Slime 4KT looking to put in and have as much fun as they can in this game. I told you this is going to be the rampage of 4KT.
Yeah, they are just celebrating at this point. There's nothing stopping 4KT now. Desert Flames Esports now rotating past the Blood Rabbits.
Man, what a play, but there's a play.
They get one knockout. Down goes Mons. Beautiful return fire. They're out of the vehicle of Desert Flames Esports on fire tonight.
I'm telling you, it's a wonderful trade of knock coming through from Desert Flame Esports, but they lose one more. It's going to be C-Mind and 6God and Flacco. Oh, sorry, 6God and Building. They have to hold up the ties for their players, but it's got up angles out there coming through from Building to take Nagato down on HP. But man, Desert Flame Esports, they have to make a play. They have to finish this fight as soon as possible. They cannot waste any more time. 2 revives has to be gotten. And, you know, 8R Esports, I don't think they want to have one to happen right here.
And Yaya does take down one. They still need 2. 6God looks like 6God is going to go. No, he's rotated away. Flacco is going to bleed out. And it's now all down to Bearden and 6God, with Bearden and 6God now rotating away from that engagement. Blood Brothers picking up 2 kills there onto Desert Flames Esports. And they're coming in with a punch there. Punch
exactly. Like I said, many of these teams are only looking to have as much fun as they can, especially this time in the circle. We can already see that we have only 8 teams left in the lobby for Blackjack Esports. They are in for it. They are not playing with this match. They need as many points as possible. But right now, they have lost last hope, and I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit skeptical. Zayn also gets uprooted from the body.
Beautiful play there from Yaya.
I'm telling you, man, what a beautiful spray indeed. As we see Phoenix actually trying to hold it up in that 1v2 situation. We're about to get another zone shift. And look at what I'm saying. Slime Bucket is playing in the center of the circle. We don't even see them do that so often, as now they're looking for pretty much any fights they can find in the game.
We are
Chase.
Open hill. Oh, chase there from Matador onto Blackjack Esports. And I think Phoenix is going to get out. He's going to make a play for it.
Oh, no.
In comes Matador. Matador versus Phoenix.
In the 1v1 situation, Phoenix knows exactly what's going on, but Phoenix gets into the buggy, wants to leave. Matador looking for that player, but it's the wrong scope. But it's going to end up being the right scope as he does the damage onto Phoenix. Doesn't quite take him down yet, though. But the vehicle explosion might just be able to take Phoenix down. But Phoenix trying to see if he can grab that health back up. Nagato coming in, goes for the change of seats. This is too much fun. This is too much fun.
Nagato. Looking at the rest of the teams now, it's all MG, the last remaining player for Blackjack Esports, and these teams are just going all at it. RILA Insider, still a full team coming in there way behind as well. Desert Flames Esports, all down to Bearden, the last remaining player for Desert Flames Esports. But 4KT only has Plaza currently knocked, and they can quickly get it reviving and focus on more kills, and they are just raking up the points now at the moment. So already 5 points on the board.
I'm telling you, and right now, right, it is a battle for the center of the leaderboards right now. As we see Blackjack Esports, Desert Flame, Black Cobra, Aether, RILA Insider, Mad Knight. These 6 teams are still alive. These are the teams that are fighting for that, for that 3rd place to 8th place. These are the teams that are fighting for 3rd to 10th, and you can just see them trying to gather as many points as possible. RILA Insider had a beautiful start to the day, and now they're looking for the players out here from Mad Knights. But Ambo Winnie might just be able to shoot Zeke in the foot here. But Zeke, though, nice nade being sent out. No look nade.
What a beautiful nade. But almost going down, crashing right behind him. They do take him down. They do get tripped, currently knocked, but they can quickly pick him up. Picking up a quick kill point there. But I still gotta get Slay and Trip up real quick with the rest of Mad Knights now starting to make the way in. In comes the Beast.
He's not happy. He's not happy. His player got taken out. Send it. That is the ball. Dribble over the fence. Goes for the shots, but Slay will take him down. 2v2 right now. I'll make that a 2v4 as players there from RILA Insider. Zeke finding one player by the foot and taking out Mad Knights. And Mad Knights, oh my god, only 11 points.
Man,
okay.
The Beast full send it right over that wall. I've never seen an aggressive play like that in this tournament up until now. Bearden, still the last player left. HORZ Esports now. Also, Klaus, the last remaining player yet. It's HORZ Esports here. Can he clutch it? No, he's going to get taken out by Elgato on top side. RILA Insiders, already 6 kills on the board. Still a full team. And man, they are aggressive.
Man, everyone is high on something I have no idea on. Literally, everyone is playing something else. RILA Insider is the only team that I can say, or maybe RILA Insider and Blackjack Esports, they're the only 2 teams that I can say they're still playing it a little bit safe. But look at Slime. They're holding a long 2-2 split. They don't even care at this point. Man, this is their way of celebrating as Aec Esports are looking to find a way into the circle, sending it to the position up onto Slime 4KT, but the form up from the teammates is here. Storm finds his way into the vicinity. Plaza gets revived, but Aec Esports looking to have more of the advantage on this fight. A sexy nade to land up onto Plaza again. Zeus losing a couple of HP, but another nade goes out, and that is going to be a GG's as Slime 4KT lose 2 in this engagement.
So we got Storm and Pronto. And looks like they're coming on in. Storm wants part of this action. He wants to celebrate with them. He's not done. Blood Brothers have more to focus on. This is going to be insane.
Insane it is, as we can see Nagato already on the rampage. 5 kills all to his name. His team has 6 kills and he has 5 of it. That just goes to show you that man is on fire. Storm's still just driving around, flexing his skin on that buggy as Aec Brothers. They're looking for many of these elimination points. 7 kills already that they have, and they're looking to take out more teams as we're down to the final 5 teams and 13 players in the lobby. This zone is too big.
How good will it be if actually 4KT wins this game by driving over the final players? Just continuing driving, just waiting for anyone snaking in this open field and just driving over everyone.
I'm telling you, but RILA Insider looking like favorites to win this game as they're able to keep up with a little bit of more consistency coming in this last game,
Yeah, they still have a full team. They have the drop, they have the center or edge of the zone with a huge part of this last zone in the water. But 4KT already had the player there on the edge, inside zone as well. It is none other than Storm. RILA Insider just doing damage here from this ditch. Very good spot. And COBRA have been finding it very difficult to find their way into this zone now.
Exactly, man. And RILA Insider getting blessed there as they're watching every single rotation that is happening in this game. Aec Esports also getting shot at as they're looking for ways into the circle. And Blackjack Esports MG, he has to send it into the water. That man is trying to salvage as many points, but Slay with the beautiful mini 14 taps would uproot him from that buggy, telling me that they still have what it takes to use those DMRs. Last 4 teams.
4 teams remaining. It is all down to RILA Insider, 4KT, Team COBRA, and the Blood Brothers. Oh, what a beautiful nade there from Nagato, taking down Spider.
I tell you, man, but right now I'm keeping my eye out on ATR Esports. They need to have this good game. Maybe they might just be able to jump up to third place. They've had bad games coming into today, but Slime 4KT, they are right now just jubilant, holding 2-2 split, or sorry, a 1-1 split in the circle. RILA Insider looking for a way into that circle as Matador is going to find out Zeke, the third party of the century, coming in from Slime, as they're trying to play spoiler onto the side there from Black Cobra. 8R Brothers eventually go out as Zeke will be the one finding the last player there from 8R Esports. We're down to the final three, and RILA Insider, I'm pretty sure they do not want to find themselves in this top 3 position and lose the fight, especially now that they have the numbers advantage.
And look at Pronto, way off. Look, what is he looking for? Ammo? Nades? What are you doing? We already have Storm made his way into zone, and our Black Cobra can try and gatekeep. They're also out of zone. They need to focus on getting into zone, but it's currently RILA Insider looking very good there on that edge. He's playing that edge beautifully, and they still have a full team remaining.
Exactly, and right now it does seem to be all eyes on Slime 4KT as they're trying to get those disturbances, those, you know, those little turn in the flesh out of the game right now, as we can see them sending it into the position being held by Storm. Storm has got this beautiful grenade and he's going to send it out. It's probably going to be a good nade, but no, Coco is going to find that sexy off angle up onto Storm and he will take him out, but Black Cobras are there to take the kill. And now it's literally a 3v3 as Insider doing a lot of work. Coco on the off angle, RILA Insider up to 10 kills already, and these guys are having so much fun.
Oh, look at that beautiful full spray there from Coco. Harmony still needs to focus on getting on in. Zara right in front of him, currently not. Still Pronto here in front of him. Can Pronto get another nade knock here and push on in? It is all Pronto, the last remaining player for 4KT. He's got Coco right in front of him, also returning the nades. Oh, he gets down Coco so low.
Just one nade to land up onto Coco, and that's going to be a GG. The Lotus is what Pronto is going to opt for, as he's looking for that knock, and he will get that. But RILA Insider, they know where he is. They're not going to allow that player move any further. Not now that he has taken Coco, not ever. As the players there from RILA Insider looking to burst out with that aggressive prowess. They do not want to allow anyone. This is going to be a wonderful molly up onto Pronto. It might just take him out as Pronto is looking to gather as many kills as possible. Finds that knock up onto Zar and he's going to go for that confirm most likely as that player now looking for more. No. That man is on fire.
Literally both on fire for his team and on fire. Cobra losing a player there on top. Already have only one player left for Cobra. Lost 2 players.
And down it goes. It is now the 2v1. Pronto 4KT up against RILA Insider. And man, if there's one player that can clutch up a 1v2, Pronto is one of those players, especially with that deadly weapon that he has got. He's got that LMG in hand, the light machine gun. It is the DMR, the MG3 is going to be dangerous right now. He's going to be able to hold it up in the 1v2. The players there from RILA Insider waiting for that zone to shift, and indeed it does shift. Both teams do not have the zone, but Pronto still has a whole lot of motion, a whole lot of movement to do before he gets into the circle, and can Slime 4KT close up the day in style. Zeke sees that players moving, and now Pronto ready to return fire as he's just waiting and hoping, looking to find a way into the circle. This would be so iconic if Pronto is able to win this game.
All he needed was one molly or one nade to even up the odds. Yeah.
My heart is beating right now, Enigma, bro. I mean, I pretty much know who's won the tournament, but my heart is really, really beating. Pronto gets spotted from the side. He's not able to get the return fire down. RILA Insider win the match, but Slime 4KT. Slime 4KT will be your overall champions. They will be the elite champions of the African Elite Championship. It's the Brave. They have had a wonderful play. Slime 4KT, I know that they are the ones who have taken this one home. Enigma, RILA Insider going out with the bang, but 4KT, the beast from the West, able to do that one. Enigma, how are you feeling about that one?
Beautifully done. 4KT absolutely deserves this. From the finals, from day one, 4KT has just shown that they were top 3 almost every single game. I mean, how many chicken dinners have they got up until 7?
I don't think it's that much. I think they've got 5 or 6. But You see it on that man's page, undefeated overseas, undefeated home and away, Slime 4KT with such scintillating performances coming into the finals of the African Elite Championship. They will be the champions of the game. They will be the champions of Africa once more as they walk home with the win. They go home with the dub. Wonderful performances all through from the squad.
Beautifully done by 4KT. Hats off to you. You guys absolutely deserve this. You played your hearts out. You gave us the action. You gave us the chicken dinners, and you didn't disappoint. And definitely as well. I'm very interested to see who's actually going to end second, third, and fourth after this match. Because, man, what an upset this game was for the top dogs with these bottom dogs that had absolutely nothing to lose, and they just went mental.
Exactly, man, because I'm actually looking at this, yo. One round. I mean, I think one round's going to finish in second place, but the question of who is going to be in third place is still up for grabs. I don't know, and I cannot say who's going to be in third place. I cannot tell you who's going to be in fourth. I can't tell you who's going to be in fifth. Mad Knight had a good performance. Blackjack also had this considerably good performance. So right now, I don't know, man.
And all I need to ask Blackjack Esports is, why today, of all days, you chose violence? Where was Super Saiyan Goku yesterday? But man, you guys played well. Damn, Blackjack Esports definitely today came out and stepped up their game, and they performed as well as the other bottom teams. I mean, even CLS and Desert Flames Esports constantly today making it to those final zones, getting the kills, getting the placements, and they just stepped up a lot. But we're quickly going to switch over to our MVP overall after this match.
The semi-half cast, the Nigerian boy, Zeus 4KT is going to be the overall MVP. Like I said, he was up for grabs. He needed to get that he needed to get that MVP position, and that is what he gone for in this one. Able to get 41 kills in 16 games, 6,856 damage, 17 assists to go along with it, 2,872 heals up, average survival time of 20 minutes and 44 seconds. That just goes to show you that in every single game, this man was able to make it into the final zone situation.
Yeah, beautifully done. Zeus deserves it. He played extremely well for his team. I think 4KT, they are very happy that Zeus is playing for them and not for another team at this moment. But looking at how many times has he been MVP in this season?
Man, I know, right? Just in this finals, this man has clutched up so many MVP titles, and it's only worth it that he will be the one. And there we go. Escanor getting so close, but only 37 kills. Is literally just 4 points behind Zeus out there in the kills. But I mean, this is your top 4 MVP after all of this. Black Cobra Spider able to still make it into that top 4. Storm still maintaining his way as he's able to get 30 kills up on board. But I mean, these 4 players were absolutely wonderful. They were a spectacle to watch coming into this game. Into the finals. And I can just tell you.
And now for my side, thank you very much everyone for joining me. We're going to switch over to Isak to analyze this game for us. We'll see you guys soon again.
All right, thank you so much, Enigma, for wonderful casting all through the finals as we're about to break things down for the last time. My legs are shaking. Many people are happy in the chat. They're like, Slime 4KT. But what we are more concerned about is where many of these other teams landed. What did this last game take RILA Insider? What was this last game for Blackjack Esports? What was this last game for the Mad Knights? Overall kill leaders on the screen right now.
Yep, and we have got Zeus 4KT coming in with a whopping 41 eliminations, 6,856 damage. This guy was a walking nuclear bomb for sure. Escanor losing that place. He's always had that position, and some way, somehow, in the last days, Zeus 4KT has topped him over, and he's got Storm 4KT right next to him. So he's basically, Escanor is in the sandwich of Slime 4KT. Cobra coming in there with 29. Zeke, the gorilla himself, coming in with 29 eliminations. And then we got Moha in the 6th position with 27. Cobra Hamodi on the 27 as well. You got Matador, a very, very good game from him. Finally in the final map, 22 eliminations. Last Hope, a really, really good player at 21. And we've got Citizens 21. So we basically got a very good mixture of how the teams performed. And this particular overall leadership board can give you a glimpse as to how the final and overall leadership boards is going to look like.
Yeah, exactly. And with killer performances coming through. Ooh. Slime 4KT not only winning this, reaching the 200 points mark. Winner chicken dinners to their name as they were able to get 107 elimination points, 94 rank points. They got the most chicken dinner. The closest to them is 8R with 3 chicken dinners, but Cobra still able to maintain. Actually, before I even get to the Cobra, 1 round, able to finish out there in 2nd place with 182 points to go along with it. So that they did that with only 1 chicken dinner was absolutely wonderful. 1 round, didn't pick the best of days to have a bad game, but the players there from Black Cobra, they have always been saying this from the beginning of the finals. We don't need a winner chicken dinner to make it into the top 3 of this tournament, but Black Jack Esports with very, very amazing and scintillating performances today, able to boost themselves up to 4th place on that overall standings.
Absolutely. Blackjack Esports, they were really trickling down below, and they forced their way into the 4th position. They did an astronomical job. I think they had the biggest leap so far in the tournament in terms of acquiring a lot of points in a single day. Blackjack Esports used that advantage, and they were able to top the 4th position.
How about that? Cyclone Shield able to steal away 9th, but would not be able to get a little piece of that prize pool. But I tell you, them finishing in the top 10 is a statement being made by that squad. They rode through the storms, they adapted to the lobby, but on the final day, they just seem to have too many enemies against them. One of them being RILA Insider. And like I said, RILA Insider knows that this game would have been the way, this would have been their only chance to make it into that top 8, and that is exactly why they have to third party that fight between Cyclone Shield and Team EFX out there in Primus. But RILA Insider, I said it before going to this game, I've seen RILA Insiders do this before, play very bad, but one way or the other they still make it into that top 7 position, and that is exactly what they have done. And the top fraggers in the lobby will still be the ones with the top damages being done in the lobby. Isaac,
look at that 6,000 damage. Look at that from Eskimo and Zeus. These guys are unparalleled. It's clear, it's pretty clear how Slime is the first and 1 round is second, because if you look at the damage that's been done by these teams, it's just extraordinary. And the fact that Storm comes in to support Zeus there gives them that edge to be the top fraggers in this particular tournament.
Exactly, and we saw that it even took some teams, we just saw in the beginning of Miramar that Desert Flame were able to hit 10,000 damage as a team, and you can see Zeus able to finish with almost 7,000 damage, but Slime 4KT finishing with the most damage in the lobby, I believe, 19,667 damage being dealt, and they only received 12k damage. Man, this has been the teams we've been looking at since the beginning of the finals. They've been dancing back and forth on that top 2, but Slime 4KT would have the last dance as they were able to finish with this one with the most points in the lobby. 201 points. That was actually crazy, and 360 utilities used by these teams. Man, that is over 100 utilities difference compared to 1 round, and we know 1 round use a lot of utilities.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting. This clearly tells you the difference in style, play style that these two teams have. Slime K 4KT seems to come with a very tactical approach. They seem to pick up their fight. They seem to be less entertaining to watch in overall standards, but they are very efficient. However, 1 round is very entertaining to watch. 1 round is the team that's very aggressive. 1 round is the team that's going to get you off your seats to watch them. So different playing styles, except one has to be the winner, and it is Slime 4KT being the winners.
Anyway, I enjoy watching Slime 4KT too. I don't know about you, Isaac, but anyway, Zeus 4KT.
Depends on where you're watching
team that I I mean, that works. But I mean, Sanhok is able to do what, 101 kills, and you know, one round only topped them up with about 20 something kills. I mean, it's still kind of fair, but still though, this head-to-head was something that we started to see yesterday. Zeus up against Escanor as these two players went on and on in that battle for the MVP, as we saw 6,856 damage being dealt by Zeus. Coming into today, he had less damage or lesser damage than Escanor, but Escanor not having the best of days today as they went out. But I love to see that both players having the same number of assists is kind of something interesting to see right there.
Yeah, they seem to have the same number of assists. It's pretty interesting because these are the top fraggers, and usually you want to see your top fraggers trying to go for kills. But however, when it comes to a time when they need to assist, with the fact that they are available to the team to do those assists, that tells you that they are all rounded and balanced teammates.
Exactly, man. Beautiful teammates. Player statistics on the side of your winning team out there. Slime 4KT. These four players held it up in all 16 games, doing the work, doing the damage. Zeus with 41 kills. Storm following him very closely with 30. Pronto and Plaza are not quite able to get so many kills, but I mean, 18 kills is kind of something to see. If you're getting 18 kills in only 16 matches played, that is over like, you know, a 1 KD in every single game. But man, what is this assist count coming through from this team? 17 from Zeus, 17 from Storm, 16 from Pronto, and 13 from Plaza. That is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the fact that they are all the assists are in a linear proportion tells that they help each other very, very well. You don't see one standing out more. They all seem to be in par in that particular format. The only time you see that there's a disparity between them is the number of kills. And Zeus and Storm 4KT seems to be the people that usually push, and Plaza and Pronto seems to be the people that scout around and give information to the teams.
Exactly, and out here right here with One Round Esports, your team in second place, able to do so much damage spread, bringing in a mix of players, bringing in Carry Boy, and it's interesting to see that Carry Boy was able to do just as many kills as Plaza in you know, lesser amount of matches, right? Plaza was only able to get about 12 elimination points if I'm not mistaken, but Carry Boy able to do 13 eliminations in only 7 games. That is something that is very interesting to see. Now, one thing we don't really see too much coming through from the side of One Round is assists. And that just goes to boast about individual brilliance coming through from all of these players, because you know that everyone carries their own weight, everyone does their own damage, they know exactly what they're doing. Look at Escano with 31 kills up to his name. That is wonderful. And the third place team, Black Cobra, I have to say I enjoyed
They were very
the step up. Yeah, the step up coming through from Spider out there.
Yeah, Cobra, Spider, and Hamodi, they played really, really well in the last 3 games that they played. They showed some resilience, they showed some enthusiasm, and they showed a lot of confidence that it's exactly what you want to be seeing in the top African Elite Championships.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing I like is the assist spread coming through from the players out here. I mean, Mamba didn't play so many games, only 6 games, but he was able to get 6 kills. That is just wonderful to see. But man, Luciano with 11 assists, we saw that man do a whole lot of work for his team. And the same thing can be said about Azar, as that man was able to get 16 assists for his team, 9 kills only, but that man was able to carry his own ends for that team. And you could just tell that this team, they enjoy playing together. But man, this graph, it's good to see a different pattern, especially coming in from the side of Slide 4KT.
Yes, look at the pattern there. You can see what I was trying to say is, you see the way the map is a bit stable for one round is they have shown a lot of consistency. You know what you're going to get for them. But the 4KT are an extreme team. They're either going to do so well or they're going to do so bad. Look at the 8th game. Look at the 12th game. Look at how really the dip is. They have it one round and they have that level of dip as compared to 4KT. But what 4KT had was enthusiasm. They had tactical brilliance. They played the maps very well. They chose where they landed very well. One round seemed to go in all out. They seemed to push people without necessarily looking for the third party intruders. And so that's exactly what you can clearly see from this graph.
Anyway, yeah, Slime 4KT still have a little bit of that drop in the last game of the tournament, as we see that the seismograph doesn't quite go up. But I mean, it wasn't down to 0, so I love to see that one. 11 still out there, the longest queue distance of the day. Total healing increased a little bit for today's games, as we see 26,834 healing coming in through after the end of today. 60 total rescues. That is what it reduced. Actually, yesterday we had about 66. But today now we're getting 60. The throwables usage, maybe not as much as yesterday, because yesterday we saw about 900, but today now we're seeing 695 being used in the whole of today. 226 total kills. That was very interesting to see. And, you know, many players going for the airdrops today or in this last game or in this last day.
Yeah. And we're quite interested in what Citizen 11 can take home with. He got the longest kill as well.
I know, right? I mean, that is something to take home. I think that is the longest kill we saw all through the tournament, even for him, him able to get, you know, 317 meters of a kill, man. And I know that was not done with a sniper, man. That was because 11 is not one of those players that hold a sniper, right? That was pretty much done with an AR, bro. That is crazy.
That is crazy to be getting that level.
Anyway, this was what we got today. We got the West and the South, because as you know, these teams come from different regions, but today was pretty much the West and the South domination that we saw in the Elite Championship. Sorry, I'm jumping into the league already. But anyway, Slime coming in from the West, Blackjack Esports from the South, Slime 4KT again from the West, and RILA Insider closing things off with a winner chicken dinner from the South. But I've got to say, Blackjack Esports getting the most kills and the winner chicken dinner in the entire finals.
Absolutely. And what is going to be interesting for me is I would definitely want to check from the players of these teams how the ping disparity was, what kind of pings they were getting on the servers there, because that would really be impressive to see what kind of pings different teams were getting, to see if that kind of affected their performance in any way whatsoever.
Anyway, that was beautiful gameplays that we've seen all through the days coming into today, and Slime 4KT able to find themselves right on top. See the number of utilities used in each game, and look how little utilities are being used out there in Sanhok there from Slime 4KT, because I mean, all they were just doing was chilling in buildings. So man, I've had fun in this whole tournament, man. This was absolutely wonderful coming through from the side there of Slime 4KT as we see them emerging the champions of the African Elite Championship.
Yeah, 4KT came in with a massive win there. We could clearly tell in the third game that these guys were already in there. So it was pretty obvious when we saw that happen, especially when one round went off, then they knew right there that they were the champions.
I'm telling you, and I said it, man, in that last game, it was a matter of how much Slime 4KT were willing to go. We could tell that Slime 4KT were just going to have as much fun as they could. They were out there just celebrating in that game, while every other person was just trying so hard to put up some numbers on the board. Slime 4KT was just out there chilling. They're like, oh, you guys are fighting there? We want a piece of that action. But anyway, I've still got to commend some players out here, some teams out here, and I'm going to actually start with RILA Insider. They came into today on the bottom side of the leaderboard. They knew exactly what they needed to do in that last game, and that was exactly what they did. Coming in for that third party, they knew that those two teams were the ones that would boot them out, that were potential threats to their position on that leaderboard, and they're like, no, we need to get these teams out, and they were able to get those teams out. Given that they had good consistency coming into today, they knew that making it into that top 3 wouldn't have been a problem for them, but they just had to eliminate whoever could fight with them points wise on that leaderboard. That is exactly what they did, and they were able to hop up all the way from what I think it was like 11th up onto 7th place in order to get themselves a piece of that prize pool.
Absolutely. And what was very interesting for me to see in the last circle there with RILA Insider versus 2v1 versus a Prompto, what was interesting was you see the way this guy, one of the RILA Insider guy, came out of the house. That was what won them the game, because Prompto knew exactly where the guy was, but he didn't know where the other guy was. He came out of the house. So that's why I'm always telling people, in the final zone, the best position is to be outside, not inside the house.
Exactly, but Africa, we have had so much fun. We started this campaign all the way from May, and now we are in July. We have seen
Wow.
so many regions coming from the north, from the west, from the east, from Central Africa, from South Africa. We've seen all of these regions clash, and at the end of the day, it does look like the Western team, Slime 4KT, would be the winners of the tournament. That being said, a huge, big, and big thank you to Three Crown Esports for putting together such wonderful tournaments, giving also big ups to Isaac Einstein for pulling in through for wonderful analysis. Same thing can be said about Glazerbot and my guy Enigma. Oh my God, for actually coming in today, coming in clutch, coming in for the finals, in fact, from the whole of the tournament, and putting in wonderful casting all across the board. I have had so much fun today. I've had so much fun all through this tournament, and I'm pretty sure everyone else in the chat has had so much fun. So Slime 4KT, West Africa, matter of fact, even Central Africa, now is the time to jubilate. Now is the time to dance and celebrate. Be sure to give all of these players, all of these organizations a follow on Instagram because they deserve it. So be sure to look up all of those players so you can actually watch montages from these beautiful tournaments to see all their POVs. But I've got to give my final thanks to the organizers and the production team for doing in such a great job. But anyway, that being said, you know, as I like to close things, stay safe, stay connected, practice social distancing, don't do drugs, use protection. And you know the vibes, do not hack the game. Until next time, Africa, that is going to be all from me, Three Crown Esports, and everybody. Be sure to have a wonderful day. And what? Slime Belief 4KT.
Okay, let's go.
4KT. Let's go.
2, 3,